ask for a better facility to be playing in, and they couldn't ask for practice. Trip in was here at 10:30. Well, Hutch was just alike, 10:30 for them as well, but it took them more about 2.5 hours to get here to see their Salt Hawks.
Thanks, Trista. This is a rematch of the 2006 final. That Saturday afternoon, Hutchinson defeated Shawnee Mission West 21-14 in the championship game. Both programs entered that matchup undefeated for the Salt Hawks. It was their third state championship. Kickoff is on the way. Shawnee Mission West taking on Hutchinson. The Class 6A title game is next. Entering their championship duel, Shawnee Mission West has rolled off 10 straight victories since a Week 2 loss to Lawrence Free State. Meanwhile, Hutchinson has put together 7 straight wins since falling in Week 5 of the season. In that time frame, both teams have had their share of both dominating wins as well as high drama, and there's no bigger drama than when you play in the state title game, as these two teams are set to go here in the Class 6A championship game, playing here in Topeka. Shawnee Mission West head coach, his name is Tim Callahan. Tim Callahan returning to his Shawnee Mission West team to the state title game in his 10th season at the helm. In addition to a decade of excellence with the Vikings, Callahan learned his winning ways as an assistant coach of Gene Weir at Olathe North, where Callahan was a part of multiple state championship teams there. He also has a long Kansas City high school background, having been a player at Bishop Ward, an assistant at Washington and Olathe North, and for the last 10 seasons, the head coach at Shawnee Mission West. Meanwhile, across the sidelines, the Hutchinson head coach is Randy Dreiling, and considering his long run of success, Dreiling, almost hard to believe that in the 1990s, Randy Dreiling took the reins of a program on a 26-game losing streak. You heard me right. And turned the program into one of the best in the country, not to mention the state. A native of Victoria, Kansas, is Benedictine College native, enters his 16th season on the Hutchinson sidelines, having won 7 of the last 8 state titles. He's at 150 wins and counting. And you talk about state tournament experiences being here. Ken Stonebreak, Randy Dreiling has a lot of it, and he certainly plays a part when you have a matchup and you're looking at a scouting report how to play a championship game.
Well, he knows everything to do in those championship games, and it does take a lot of experience. And my experience from the past is sometimes the best team on paper doesn't necessarily win. There's just a lot of crazy things that can happen on championship Saturday. You put everything in there in the basket. You use everything you got. There's no sense of saving anything for the next week. And so both coaches will probably come out and have some different things that maybe the other team hasn't seen. And, they just have to adjust and prepare for it as best they can and make those adjustments on the fly.
No, Rick, that's true. The little things will make a difference. And when we talked with Randy Dreiling on our teleconference this week, and certainly Coach Callahan both mentioned that turnovers could be spell doom for their respective programs. And I think you'd agree that the little things do make a difference, particularly in the turnover category and special teams.
Yeah, I think special teams and turnovers will make have a critical impact on this game. So will controlling the line of scrimmage. I think there's a key matchup up there on the line of scrimmage between Colt Cruz, the center for the Hutch Salt Hawks, and the defensive nose guard Austin Chambers, who has great size at 6'5" and 285 pounds. The offense for Hutch will, a lot will be predicated on that matchup there and whether Cole can take care of that big guy at nose guard.
What about defense? Shawnee Mission West on defense and matching against Hutch offense. We talked about Cruz up front. What about vice versa? Shawnee Mission West on offense and Hutchinson on defense.
Well, Shawnee Mission West on offense is a run-first team, and they're going to try to establish the run today. And if they can establish the run, then they've really got the whole package available to them. They would like to come back and throw the ball when they pick and choose. Verdini's done a nice job this year, and when their run game is good, they are able to get the play-action pass. So look for the Vikings to step up early on and try to get things going, especially with Sturbach at tailback, kid that has almost 2,000 yards this year. They're going to want to establish him if they can early in the game.
Partly cloudy skies, game time temperature at 51 degrees. Winds from the south, however, at about 16 miles per hour. So from the weather standpoint, the idea that the winds are coming from the south is, in fact, you are looking from the south end zone there up to the north. That is going to be a key factor in this afternoon. Both teams have been introduced, and we're getting closer to kickoff here. We've talked about some matchups, and maybe we can expound a little bit more on the individual matchups. So Shawnee Mission West has 5 or 6 players, guys, that go both ways. And I think that's really significant, Rick Wheeler, in the fact that Hutchinson has a couple of guys that go both ways, but Shawnee Mission West has a roster that's a little bit shorter in length than does Hutchinson.
Well, Coach Dreiling has been a proponent of platooning his kids for a long, long time. I've been to coach clinics where that's what his whole talk was about, is how to utilize your players and the advantages of platooning. And Coach Callahan comes from a different place. He wants to have his best players on the field all the time. And I think, if that really comes to play a part in the game, it'll be in the second half. And this should be a physical game. So if there is an advantage to be had, Hutchinson might have that.
All right, what do you think, Ken, as we get closer to game time? Particular factors or a point of emphasis here as we look at the point flip on the field? That's Jim Knight, the referee. As the Salthawks take the field, 2 losses on the season. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the physicality of the game is going to be very important, and Rick kind of just hit on that. But Shawnee Mission West likes to play physical football. They want to get after you. They want to run the football. Hutch, we know, is a very physical team, too. So I think who controls that line of scrimmage and how Hutch attacks that 3-3-5 defense that the Vikings run. Will they be able to get to the perimeter like they like to? Those are all key factors. But I do think the physicality of the game is going to go a long way in determining who will win this football game.
Shawnee Mission West, many high school watchers expected maybe Shawnee Mission West would fall to Free State and that East bracket semifinal, let alone do so by nearly 4 touchdowns. This is what Shawnee Mission West ended up beating Free State. The Vikings, like the Salthawks, have made huge plays when they desperately needed to in the playoffs and have earned their shot at the title. The Vikings' vastly improved passing game has added some versatility to Shawnee Mission West's run-first offense, and they've been playing opportunistic football. After the loss of the Firebirds in Week 2, Shawnee Mission West rattled off 10 straight wins, never allowing more than 20 points in any of those games, while scoring at least 20 in every game but once. The coin toss has been made. Shawnee Mission West sideline fans are on hand to watch this one. Great turnout for high school football on a Saturday 1 o'clock ball game here in Topeka, Yeager Stadium, Memorial Bowl. The fans should have a lot to see. It should be a pretty exciting game.
Yeah, it's just a great atmosphere, and it's fun for high school kids to get to play in front of a packed stadium. There's a lot of games that we coach and we play in that there's just a few hundred kids here or fans that are in the stadium. So this is a great atmosphere. It's a great facility to hold a state championship game.
How do you settle your kids' nerves? Rick, what did you do to get your guys' heads in the ball game?
Oh, there's not a whole lot you can do. The atmosphere is so big; it's a little bigger than than what they're used to. All you try to do is just try to make it like a normal day, business as usual, and you try to keep your pregame timing and things like that in order.
What do you think, Ken, about settling the nerves?
Same thing. You just try to keep everything the same as normal, and then honestly, you just need to kick the ball. Because really, once that ball's kicked and you've run a few plays, most people will tell you it's just another high school football game. Yes, it's big, the stakes are huge, but it's still another high school football game, and that's really what they have to focus on.
And the timing's very interesting. Thanksgiving on Thursday. Both coaches have to kind of juggle around the holiday. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's a great way to do it. The kids aren't in school. They get to focus on being together and being with their families and focus on practice. It's really a unique time since they've made this change a few years back. I think it's been great for high school football in Kansas.
So Shawnee Mission West will receive the opening kickoff as this Class 6A championship game is just minutes away. Introductions to both teams have delayed the start of this game about 8 minutes. So kicking off for Hutchinson is Cassidy Lemons, and the Class 6A championship game is nearly underway. Back to return it for Shawnee Mission West. A little bit pooch kick. Catch is made, juggled at the 25 and brought down. Right there, tackle is made by Evan Gaines Grissom. Return made by Jordan Dillard, and Dillard alertly got under it, handled the ball, and we're underway in the Class 6A game. Shawnee Mission West quarterback is A.J. Verdini. He'll wear number 19, 6'5", 180-pound junior. He doesn't run much, but he is a capable passer, completing nearly 53% of his 118 passes on the season. He's thrown for 11 touchdowns, 10 of them to Andre Maloney. Keep that in mind. Verdini to Maloney. That is a tandem we'll take a close look at as this game starts. First down at the 25-yard line. Handoff to Sturbach. Huddles to 35-yard line, 36, down to the 40. Up to the 45-yard line, still on his feet midfield. Sturbach on the carry, and he could go to the end zone. 20, 10, 5, and touchdown on the first carry from the line of scrimmage. And Shawnee Mission West scores on a 75-yard touchdown run from Sturbach. How about that for a start?
It was a great play. They just ran a basic toss sweep. They got some nice blocks down the field. We talked about Sturbach being just short of 2,000. I think he just rushed right through 2,000 right there, Mark. And just a great play, and you couldn't have scripted a better start if you're Coach Callahan.
He looked like he huddled and hurdled over a couple of would-be defenders for Hutchinson. And on the board, Shawnee Mission West leads this ball game 6-0. Point after attempt is up, and it is no good. Missed it wide left. Joey Reed, who was 45 of 48 on the season, and extra points, missed one. Boy, notched that down. Let's take a look at the pit here, and boy, the blocking up front. But Sturbach did a lot of this on his own.
Yeah, they had an unbalanced formation over here. They tied in and the receiver on the same side. But Sturbach is a great kid, a great running back, over 2,000 yards on the season now. Coach Callahan had mentioned, as we talked to him during the week, they wanted to be able to run the ball out of the I formation, and they showed right there that they can do it today.
Well, they really did. And he got some nice blocks down the field. Wide receivers, Maloney gets a little bit of a block there, and he cuts it back, and then it's just a foot race the rest of the way, and he's able to get it in the end zone. You just couldn't ask for a better start. Momentum, everything now, the defense, they're excited. Everybody's ready to make plays. If you're Hutch, it's one play. You just got to settle in, do what you do. There's a lot of football game left.
I was here when the Shawnee Mission West bus pulled up, and the first guy off the bus was Sturbach, and he looked like he had his game face on already. 5'7", 175-pound senior. He now has 22 touchdowns and came to the ball game 45 yards short of 2,000 now at 2,030 on one carry in this ball game. So lightning has struck early as Shawnee Mission West scores 19 seconds into the contest. Hutchinson now will be put on the rally, and kicking off for Shawnee Mission West, the same guy who missed the extra point, Joey Reed. And so Hutchinson's first offensive possession. They tried an onside kick, but jumping on it is Levi Jackson. Jackson with the hands up front, and that's a big play. Jackson, who started to reel back a little bit, got his hands on the ball, and I'm sure Hutchinson's relieved that he's jumped on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like either team wants to kick to the other team. We know Maloney is a great returner back there for Shawnee Mission West, and we saw that in Hutchinson's first kickoff, and they seem to have the same idea.
Trevor Turner, 5'10", 161-pound senior, just completed 9 of 12 passes for 183 yards versus Derby. He is riding a hot streak as he steps into the championship game as the Salthawks go 1st and 10, their own 49-yard line as the Salthawks' first possession of the football game. And you take a look at that flex bone, and the handoff is to Will Smith. Smith forward past the 50, the 45, and down to the 43-yard line. Very close to the first down marker at the 41. We'll take a look at the Hutch starters. It looks like this up front with Hoover, Starks, Cruz, Amato, and Bays. 4 of the 5 are seniors. Turner's the quarterback. The Brower, Smith, and Likes are the running back, and the receiver, Evan Gaines Grissom, up front as Hutchinson offensively, led by the quarterback, Trevor Turner. Started since his sophomore season, 372 yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground in his last 3 games. And down on the field for Hutchinson at the moment is Trey Bays. Bays, who's one of the right tackle for Hutchinson, 6', 225-pounder. That's certainly significant because, he's started in 6 different positions. He's very versatile, and Hutchinson doesn't want to have any of their players hurt, but he looks like he's taking a look at that ankle.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. First offensive snap. He's a guy that anchors that offensive line. Like you said, 4 of the 5 are seniors. That would be one of them there. You hope it's not too serious, and maybe he can get back in this football game. Yeah,
Hutch has been fighting injuries throughout the season. They're pretty healthy right now, but early in the year they had several injuries, so I think they've played a lot of kids. Hopefully that experience from some of these non-starters will come into play here.
In fact, the quarterback, Trevor Turner, was carted from the field in the second quarter of last year's 5A title game versus Blue Valley with a knee injury that required major surgery on his left knee. And Hutchinson, of the 22 players involved in the start, to the season. 12 of them have sat out with just a partial injury or at least a couple of games. So second down and 1. Ball marked to the 42 for the Salthawks. And Turner, pitch. This is Likes. Likes trying to find the edge. 40, 35. First down, 30. The 25-yard line, 40 to the 22-yard line. And that's a pickup of about 19 yards. Let's take a look at the West defense. It shapes up like this for the Vikings. Up front, Brown, Chambers, and Spite. Spite, that'll have a big, those two guys will have a big outing for them. Linebackers, Spiller, Bullard, Osby, and Owens. And then the defensive backs with Lake, Denby, Arner, and Maloney. A very capable defense for Shawnee Mission West, who knows they're up against it, as Hutchinson already up to the 22-yard line. First down and 10. 10:51 to go, first quarter. This is Hutchinson's first possession of the Class 6A game. Turner keeping it, looking for a block, moves inside, 15-yard line up to the 13-yard line. That's a pickup of 9 yards. And if you're watching Hutchinson play for the first time, they're very hard to figure out who's carrying the football. I don't know how defenses do it. It's tough.
Yeah, that was 3 triple option plays right in a row. They started with an outside veer and then an inside veer and then actually a double option inside veer on the last play where Trevor kept it.
In fact, 5 players have recorded over 300 yards rushing for the Salthawks. Makes it difficult for Shawnee Mission West to zero in on one runner. Second down, about a half yard. Here's Turner, gives to Smith. Smith, 5-yard line. He tackled at the 3-yard line. And first and goal for the Salthawks. Making the tackle for Shawnee Mission West was Kez Denby. And the Salthawks are moving down the field very quickly.
Well, I think that was just a basic outside veer play again, and they're getting the give, which gets the fullback up the seam, and they're just able to get up there and get the tough yards right now.
So first down and goal for the Salthawks at the 3-yard line. It's Dakota Brower to the left. Fullback is Smith. And actually, it's Colby Turner. Turner the handoff, trying to find the end zone. He's going to find it. Touchdown, Salthawks. It's a 7-6 ball game. It is in the goal line set. Colby Turner comes in at fullback, and the sophomore linebacker turned fullback, scores. It's a 7-6 ball game.
Yeah, that's their traditional power play, that little inside toss to the fullback. And, they went against a goal line defense there. The first time we've seen Shawnee Mission West in a 4-man line, and it looks like they're getting it done up front. This is what Hutch does. They move the ball, and they get chunks of yards on every play.
Scored a 3-yard run. Colby Turner and the Hutchinson Salthawks are an extra point away from taking the lead, and they do. 7-6 ball game. Shawnee Mission West missed its field goal, but Hutchinson scores it, and the Salthawks drive 51 yards to pay dirt with Colby Turner, the fullback, falling blockers inside. The Salthawks lead 7-6 in Topeka. Hutchinson matching Shawnee Mission West, one play, 75-yard drive with a 51-yard drive, and the Salthawks lead in this Class 6A title game, 7-6 first quarter, 9:52 to go in this ball game. And guys, that was a very methodical drive for the Salthawks.
Yeah, they got big chunks of yardage all the way down. They were doing what they like to do. They were running their inside and outside veer and triple option, and it was working.
Salthawks going to kick off to Shawnee Mission West. West second kickoff return of the ball game. This one in the end zone is going to fall in the end zone, and the first down and 10 for Shawnee Mission West as Maloney watches it go over his head. Well, Trista Ferguson is working the sideline, and we've got to check injuries. That's one of her duties. And Trista, what's the update?
Guys, it looks like Trey Bays is getting re-taped. What happens, it's on his right ankle, and I can't tell you much about what the actual injury is, but he's going to be okay. He got the tape off. They felt around. He gave the thumbs up and said he was ready to get back in there. So they're retaping him so that he can get his shoe back on and get back out there. You know, while that touchdown was being scored, he was pumped up, giving some fist pumps, so I know he's ready to go back.
I'll bet he is ready to go. And good news for Hutchinson. as they're going to get him back in the lineup. Meanwhile, Sturbach up from the 20 to the 25-yard line. First down and 10 from the 20, 5-yard pickup. Shawnee Mission West, they scored so quickly we didn't get a chance to check their starting lineup. It looks like this with Brown, Spike, Clark, Bullard, Chambers. You'll hear a lot of these players who also play defense. Meanwhile, skill players include Dingus, Ward, Sturbach, Spiller, and Ben Lake, the two receivers to go with the star running back in Sturbach, and Ward is the fullback. Second down and 5. This is Sturbach, 25, 28-yard line. Pick up at 3 yards. Third down and 2 coming up. Hutchinson defensively looks like this across the front with Ganabin, Fairbanks, Luce, and Blay. And then the linebackers, Tyler Cox, Turner, and Steckline. Turner and Steckline are sophomores. So is Turner Wentz in the secondary. And then Dawson, Higgins, and Henderson. That's your starting lineup for Hutchinson. Again, the Salthawks have been banged up this season, and they're starting 22. 12 of them sat out at least one game with injury. Third down play in the first crucial one offensively coming up here for Shawnee Mission West. Pitches to Sturbach to no surprise. Needs to get to the 30, does so. 30, 31, pulled down to 33-yard line. And that time he made it happen on his own. Tanner Higgins gets the tackle for the Salthawks, but Sturbach had a chance to move it inside, but he bounced outside to get the pickup.
Well, he did a nice job getting around here. Nice block by Ward there, just kind of slipped on Turner, and then Higgins comes up and makes a nice play. But that's twice now they've run toss sweep and had nice yards on both of those plays, and now they're getting in a mode where they've got to try to move the chains and keep this football game moving in their direction.
Now, Sturbach heading in 288 carries. That is a workload, that from the regular season. And into the playoffs for Sturbach again. 35 turns inside, wrapped up, brought down to the 38-yard line. The initial contact by Tyler Cox, the linebacker, came up and made the stop. And this is our really first opportunity to take a real long look at Brett Sturbach. And I can tell you that he is a running back that runs towards space. That's a guy that's what you want.
He's got great vision and good quickness side to side. And, he's looking for his holes and finding his yards where they are.
Second down and 7, ball at the 37-yard line for Shawnee Mission West, down 7-6. The Vikings missed their extra point after scoring on the 75-yard drive. And there's the pitch to the far sideline, Sturbach. Sturbach's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. And that was Tyler Cox, the outside linebacker, at 5'7", 154 pounds. And he got to the ball carrier in a hurry.
Well, it's a great play by Cox. It looked like a little bit of an inside veer play where they're going to leave the defensive tackle, read him. Blay takes the dive. Verdini pitches out to Sturbach, but Cox is right there to run it down and actually make a tackle for a loss to put them in a third and long situation.
So third down play coming and 7:14 to go here, first quarters. Two receivers near sideline. Stephon Ward is the fullback, looking downfield for a receiver. Has one, but it's going to be incomplete. Hutchinson had about 4 defenders around him. And Joel Spiller, that was off to his shoulder, and Shawnee Mission West is going to be forced into a punt play. It looked like defensively that Hutchinson was not deceived by that play.
No, it was the first time that, the Vikings were in a third down situation where, they might have to throw the ball, and Hutch was ready for that. And it was a curl wheel type concept, and it was covered very well.
So Joey Reed is on for Shawnee Mission West to punt this one away. 28 punts on the year, averaging 35.9 yards per punt. And Shawnee Mission West reluctantly will give the ball away right back to Hutchinson. And it's a short punt. And rolls out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Short punt from Shawnee Mission West. And the Salthawks will be in great field position, up 7-6. And when we come back, the Salthawks will take the football first down and 10, up 7-6. Trevor Turner's back on the field for the Salthawks. Hutchinson has not missed the playoffs since 1999. The Salthawks are 7-1 in state championship games since 2003 and lead this ball game 7-6. The punt from Shawnee Mission West, only 15 yards. So the Salthawks offensively can design some plays, make their adjustments, and this will be an interesting drive as the Salthawks have been very explosive in the first quarter ball games and have more often than not seized control of ball games. This will be a big series defensively for Shawnee Mission West. To the passing game, it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Andre Maloney. It was intended downfield for Emilio Tafalo. The pass was short, and Shawnee Mission West, to some surprise, comes with the interception. Hutchinson tried to pass the ball.
Well, and you don't see Hutch throw the ball a lot, but it is part of their offense. They're going to play action pass when they're so good on the offensive side, but he just overshot a little bit. Maloney made a great play here, and he gets the pick, and that's big for Shawnee Mission West. Now field position, they can get something going offensively.
First down and 10 for Shawnee Mission West. Ball marked to the 43-yard line. I formation for the Vikings. Handoff Sturback once again inside the 42, the 45-yard line. He's met and wrapped up there. 7 straight rushes for Sturback. A pickup of 2 yards. And Hutchinson thinks he fumbled it. They're pleading their case to the official, but the ball was down. It'll be marked to the 45-yard line. Salthawks, boy, they thought they had the football. Let's take another look. Was this a fumble or not?
Well, it's a counter play back to the weak side of the to the boundary, and Sturback makes a great spin move to make the first guy miss.
Yeah,
I don't know. I might have to look at that a couple times. Really doesn't matter what we think up here, though.
I don't think so. Nobody has a red flag in their pocket, so we're playing on.
It certainly does not. Second down and 8. In motion, fullback is Stephon Ward. Back to pass. Verdini has a receiver. Catches made midfield. Inside ball was knocked loose, but knocked out of bounds. Ball be marked to the 47-yard line. So the catch completion made by Joel Spiller. He's a 5'7", 175 wide receiver. And the first pass play from Shawnee Mission West is complete, but there's looks like a flag, but it's not a flag. Ball marked to the 47-yard line. And is that a first down or not? It looks like it's going to be just a little bit short.
Looks like they're going to take a look at it here and measure it. We talked to Coach Callahan earlier this week. He really likes Spiller as a receiver. Not a very big kid, but he has great hands. You saw that on that play there. He made the extension, got the catch, and I think that's his 20th catch this year. Him and Maloney being the top 2 receivers for the Vikings.
Well, the chain gang comes from all the way across the field to measure it. Line was marked at about the 47-yard line. As you take a look, first down for Shawnee Mission West. The Vikings get it by a half the length of the football, and it looks like the Vikings could be on the move here, trying to take advantage of the interception from Andre Maloney, and they are in Hutchinson territory at the 47. 6:09 to go here, first quarter. Salthawks lead 7-6. Both teams scored in their opening possession of the football game, and Shawnee Mission West on its second possession punted the ball away, and Hutchinson promptly gave it right back with an interception. So A.J. Verdini over under center. Sturback again. Sturback this time when he wrapped up. They're going to just really spy on him as it moves from the 47 to the 46-yard line. You wonder when Shawnee Mission West will go to that play action. You got to think that's coming soon.
Oh, it certainly is. And right now, Coach Callahan's playing around with formations a lot. He's trying to see how the Salthawks are going to line up and defend him out of their different looks. When they like to be in the I formation, they're gonna rely on Sturback to get first downs and to move the chains.
Shawnee Mission West on the year, 3,119 yards rushing, 260 a game, and passing wise, the average was about 97 yards per game. Shawnee Mission West certainly capable of throwing it. And there's a give inside, and he met hard. Boy, Hutchinson right there. Jared Ganabin never took his eyes off the fullback, and he's met at the line of scrimmage. There's going to be no gain on the play. Trista Ferguson, in fact, has more on the Hutchinson defense. Salthawks stepped up on that play, right, Trista?
They sure did, Mark. Just before that last interception, I was listening to some of the Hutch coaches tell their defense, if we want to make this game easier on ourselves, we have got to key on Sturback. That's just what they've been doing these past couple games, and the guys are on the sideline saying, just keep it up, guys, keep it up, D.
And that time they gave to the fullback, so Sturback ends up being the decoy. In this case, he's the single back. Back to pass Verdini. Verdini under pressure, but Sturback does a nice job of getting pressure, and this pass is incomplete. Actually, the closest player to it was Hutchinson Salthawks defensive back Tanner Higgins, and that was intended downfield. Looked like Maloney as Sturback picked up the block and goes to the far sideline. Fourth down coming up for Shawnee Mission West. Take a look at the block as Hutchinson was putting the pressure on the quarterback.
Well, there's no doubt. He was coming in, I believe it was Steckline there, and a nice job picking up the block by Sturbach. And I think Maloney and Verdini maybe weren't quite on the same page there, but at least they've changed the field position with a good punt here.
Joey Reed's last punt was only 15 yards. He would love to pin Hutchinson back, and this is a good one. Back to 15. Fair catch is made. Braden Wells calls for it at the 14-yard line as Joey Reed punting right into that wind. And the Salthawks are on the field once again. Third possession of the football game coming for the Salthawks at their own 14-yard line, up 7-6 in this ball game. Offensively for the Salthawks, that triple option flex bone has been able to move the ball effectively against nearly everyone this season. In their 2 losses, however, untimely turnovers and some red zone difficulties were the only Achilles heel for the Salthawks on a team that has averaged 460 yards of offense a game. First down 10. Salthawks 14-yard line. The senior Trevor Turner sets the offense. Single receiver. Evans gains Grissom to the far right of your screen. Here comes that pitch option. Turner turns it inside. Gets it close to the 17-yard line. 3-yard pickup. Hit hard by Shawnee Mission West Lee Spite. And Lee Spite's a handful. 6'1", 220. And he will get to the ball quite often.
Yeah, Spite is one of the players we wanted to watch before the game started. And he makes a good job of holding his ground there, fighting off a defender. Finishes the play. An outstanding linebacker.
Again, Spite and Bullard are going to have huge games for Shawnee Mission West defensively if the Vikings are going to have a chance to slow down Hutchinson here. Triple flex bone offense. Ball on the ground. Turner picks it up. No place to go. And he's going to get stopped for a loss. Austin Chambers, who we just talked about in the play, and the Salthawks quarterback put it on the turf but managed to pick it up. But he is going to put his team in a third down scenario. What could you do but pick up the ball and try to find some daylight? There just wasn't much there.
Well, I couldn't tell for sure if it was off of the handoff or the snap itself. Looks like the snap itself. He has to pick it up, and then Chambers is right there, and they're able to tackle him for a loss. And I have noticed as well, Chambers is now out at a defensive tackle where he did start the game at nose tackle.
Third down and long. Salthawks at their own 10-yard line. For Trevor Turner, again, he's had a pretty nice passing game of late. Turner's going to scramble, trying to get away from trouble. 10-yard line. 15, close to 15, knocked to the 13-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 15. The first down marker rested at the 25, so Trevor Turner was looking downfield for, among others, his fullback Dakota Brower, but couldn't get the pass off. And the Salthawks punt team is now on to punt this ball away.
Yeah, it's not what Hutch wants to be. That's not the yard down and distance that Hutch wants to be in, and it's really not what any football team does well is 3rd and 14. But you've got to call a play, and whenever Turner has the ball in his hand, something good can happen. He scrambled out of there and got what he could.
Standing at the goal line, the punter, and gets a good one away. It's going to roll the 45-yard line at the 50, and there to down it is Tanner Higgins. Trevor Turner, the punter for the Salthawks, as the Shawnee Mission West offense is going to take the field. 7-6 ball game. There's a flag, however, at the 35-yard line. So the officiating crew, which includes Jim Knight, Richard Gard, Aaron Swartz, Sam Sengetta, and Dave McKee, are going to talk about that play at the 35-yard line. As it apparently looks like it's going to be on Shawnee Mission West. The Vikings are walking back towards their own goal line. So both teams have had 3 possessions in the football game as we wait for clarification from the referee, Jim Knight.
Looked like it was a personal foul, Mark, and it's going to march it back 15 yards, and you hate to see that. You know, Shawnee Mission West, they punted the ball. They got a nice punt into the wind. Defense had a big stop, and they had great field position at midfield. It's just tough to give up those yards. But now they got to get their offense back on track and see if they can start moving the ball on the ground. First down
10 for Shawnee Mission West. 3:15 to go here, first quarter. This is the 4th possession for Shawnee Mission West, who scored on its first play of the game, a 75-yard run, Brett Sturbach. But since then, the Salthawks have kept Sturbach in check. Verdini looking downfield, now trying to get away from Salthawks defenders. The pass was right there, but it's dropped as Stephon Ward, the fullback, had it close to the 40-yard line, but simply couldn't hold on to it. Verdini did a nice job to dodge around Hutch defenders because the Salthawks were coming after him and just couldn't hold on to the football.
Yeah, it was a counter boot pass, and the fullback was actually one of his first looks, and Verdini had to create some time, had a little bit of pressure. Looked like he was going to scramble for a moment, but he ended up finding the fullback in the flat and threw a good ball, was just dropped.
Well, again, Verdini had completed 53% of his passes, 62 for 118, 1,144 yards. And he's back to pass again. Looking downfield for Maloney. He'll go to short receiver. It's third. It's Sturbach, 40-yard line. He's wrapped up the 37-yard line. And a nice pickup for Shawnee Mission West. Good play as the tailback gets away from the Hutchinson Salthawks defender to make a nice grab.
Well, it's the counter boot pass, and they've run counter a few times today, and this time the tailback just leaked up the sideline. And I think you got to give Verdini a lot of credit. Watch him here. He escapes the pressure and then puts the ball right on the mark for Sturbach. A great gain for the Vikings.
This time the Vikings get out of the huddle very quickly. First down and 10. In Salthawks territory, 38. Here's Sturbach, 35-yard line, still on his feet. Gets to two would-be tacklers and then brought down at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a first down and a pickup of 12 yards for Sturbach. I don't know how he got past the defensive line for the Salthawks without getting touched.
Well, that's what happens when you complete a couple passes, or you have a couple pass attempts at least. It opened up the running game for Sturbach. It was a power O play, an off-tackle play. They did a good job up front of getting that thing, blocking down on the 3-tech. Sturbach finds a seam, makes one guy miss, and gets extra yards.
And the other thing about that, Sturbach's not very big. That hole wasn't very big, and he squirted through there. And sometimes it's tough to see him when they go through a tiny hole like that.
He's 5'7", 175. Shawnee Mission West also has a receiver at 5'7". And here's the handoff. Sturbach brought down hard the 23-yard line. And Salthawks are going to try to lay some licks, and nobody does that better than Turner Wentz, a strong safety, and Colby Turner. Turner is just a sophomore. He started 13 games as a freshman. I don't know about you guys. Have you ever had a freshman start the entire year for you, your varsity team?
I never have at Heights.
We haven't at South. They did after I stopped coaching, but, especially at a physical position like that linebacker, it's almost unheard of.
Pickup is 2 yards. Ball is marked at the 23-yard line. Verdini is to Sturbach. Sturbach wobbles forward, 20-yard line, 19-yard line. Made the first defender, who was Tyler Cox, miss. But the second defender in the play, Dalton Luce, and the ball is at the 20-yard line now, back in the red zone.
It looked like it was a sprint draw. They've thrown the ball a couple times, so might have set that up very well. But what we're seeing out of Sturbach is continually making kids miss, getting the yards after contact. He's a small-framed guy, but he's got a big heart. He runs the ball hard, and he seems like he gets extra yards on every play.
Boy, they're going to make it be his game or not. That's how the setup's going to be here. Is first down and 10. Shawnee Mission West is in the Hutch red zone, and they give us to Sturbach. 20-yard line, moves forward to the 17-yard line, and he doesn't burst towards that line, guys. He is waiting for his blocking to develop and really picks his spots. And he was really knocked hard on that play.
He looked like he might have been trying to call timeout or something before the play there. I don't know if he was ready to go.
Yeah, he went down in a hurry, and it just looked like there was a opportunity there where he just wasn't feeling quite right, and I think that's what we're having there.
He just really almost walked to the line of scrimmage on that carry. That's why I mentioned that the speed that he was running at. He may have lost his wind prior to getting the carry, but in this 7-6 ball game, inside a minute to go here, first quarter, Sturbach is on one knee as the trainer is attending him on the field. The trainer's Megan Hampel for Shawnee Mission West, and they're having a conversation with him. Let's take a look at the backfield prior to that play to see exactly what was going on there. As you can see, number 27 in the tailback situation.
As we see before the play here, as it gets closer to the play, you'll see it looks like he's going to look to the official to call timeout. I don't think he's ready to play there. I think something might have happened in the play before. Maybe he was dinged a little bit in the previous play, and he was trying to get that play stopped.
Yeah, that was alert eye, because look there, you can see Sturbach there. He's going to look toward the Hutchinson sideline or toward the referee with the white hat. Look, he's going to try to call timeout. He tried to call timeout because he was either trying to catch his breath or he got dinged up on the play previously. But they were calling his number. Well, so it was his play to run.
You could tell by the way he ran the football. That's not how Sturbach runs the football. It was not much, but a big fourth down play here.
Fourth down and 2 for Shawnee Mission West. And the Wildcat scenario, and the Salthawks get to it. Handoff is to Torrey Powell for Shawnee Mission West. And the Salthawks, Tanner Higgins, and also Colton Blay make the stop. Salthawks stop Shawnee Mission West on a 4th and 2.
It was the first time we saw Maloney in the Wildcat formation. They run a lot of read plays with him, a lot of option plays with him. He decided to hand that ball off that time. Salthawk defense stepping up.
So Salthawks take over, first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And this is the Salthawks' 4th possession of the football game, scored on the first drive, and then had an interception, punted away on the 3rd drive. And the Flexbone offense goes to work for the Salthawks. Hutchinson has run the football 668 times in the season, averaging 6.7 yards per carry. And there's that option. Pitch to far sideline. Be wrapped up, brought down to the 27-yard line. And that is Turner's decision-making process there. He can keep that ball or pitch it away. And the senior's pretty good at it for the Salthawks.
Well, he does a nice job of running this option, but Shawnee Mission West defends this pretty well. They really string it out, and then you get up, they move the chains, and they get 6 or 7 yards. And
it was defended well, and they got 6 yards.
Exactly.
Second down and 3, ball marked at the 27-yard line. Could be the final play of the first quarter. Turner with Dakota Brower in motion. Give us to Brower. Up to close to the 30-yard line. The line of scrimmage is set at about the 27, and the first down marker rests at the 30, so it looks like he's going to be a yard shy as the first quarter comes to a conclusion here. Low-scoring ball game. Defense has made a difference for both teams, and both teams have had home run plays in this one. As we go to the second quarter, the Salthawks will continue their drive. We're back to Topeka with the Salthawks up by 1. Salthawks lead 7-6. Both Shawnee Mission West and Hutchinson have designs on doing nearly the exact same thing. Both teams want to control the line of scrimmage and then dominate the time of possession statistic with sustained ball control drives. Both defenses have to make the proper adjustments to stop the run and make the opposition earn every first down. Alongside Trista Ferguson and Ken Stonebreaker, Rick Wheeler in the booth, and Mark Ewing, as the first play of the second quarter goes for a first down from the 30-yard line toward the 31-yard line. Close competitive ball game so far, guys. What did you see in the first quarter?
Well, just to start off the second quarter right there, 3rd and 1 is what Hutch wants to get themselves into. We saw it earlier on the drives that they didn't score. They got themselves into 3rd and longs. That's what Hutch football is right there, getting 3rd and short situations.
So first down and 10 for the Salthawks. Ball marked to the 31-yard line as Trevor Turner sets the offense, this time with a slot receiver. Give us to the fullback, Dakota Brower, from the 31 toward the 36-yard line to pick up his 5. As Dakota Brower, just another offensive weapon for Hutchinson offensively. And, in fact, Brower on the year, 72 carries, 578 yards, 4 touchdowns. But really his biggest statistic is the fact that he has 915 all-purpose yards on the season. And he was kind of a hero. Played fullback in a do-or-die March versus Derby in the semifinal and came up big for the Salthawks, which is why Hutchinson's still playing here. Second down and 5, ball at the 36-yard line, getting close to the 11-minute mark here in the second quarter. This time, lined up as a slot receiver is Tanner Higgins in the ball game. And they give us to the fullback, Brower. 45 midfield, 45, cuts back of the grain. 35 brought down, wrapped up to the 33-yard line. And Andre Maloney, the defensive back for Shawnee Mission West, had to come back and make the tackle, or Dakota Brower would have taken this one to the house.
Well, it's a basic outside veer play, and they're leaving the end man there. Actually, it's a linebacker. It looked like they're leaving there, and that's who they're reading. Turner reads him. The linebacker runs up the field there, and I believe that was Owens that came up the field, and then Brower gets into the secondary and a big play. Nice blocking up front by the Salthawks.
First down and 10 for Hutchinson now at the Shawnee Mission West 33-yard line. Tanner Higgins remains in the game as a slot back. And they give us to Brower, 30, 25, 26-yard line. Pickup is about 7 yards. But Randy Dreiling likes to hand off the ball to the same back if he's got the hot hand, and that's what they'll do here.
Well, they're in the rodeo package right there, and they're trying to get the Shawnee Mission West to adjust to that unbalanced set. They got him to do it, so they went back. I think Tanner checked out the line of scrimmage and went back to a lead play to the open side.
And looked like Hutchinson getting very quickly out of the huddle. a little bit quicker pace here as we're trying to march towards the Shawnee Mission West end zone. Here's Turner. Turner this time gives to Brower. 20, 15, 10-yard line. Wrapped up, brought down at the 6-yard line. And Dakota Brower is carrying the Salthawks toward the end zone as he gets another carry, and the Salthawks are first and goal.
Well, it's the same play we saw just a few seconds ago. It's the outside veer, and it's the outside linebacker that has to make a decision. I believe it's Bullard here, and you see he jumps in there a little bit late, but Trevor Turner's just reading that backer, and if he's running up the field, he's going to give it to the back going underneath. They're going to have to make some type of adjustment to stop that play.
And here comes the heavy set. In for Hutchinson, Colby Turner in the ball game, as is Jamison Likes, along with Brower. Brower in motion to give us to Turner. 5-yard line. He's going to be wrapped up, brought down there. In on the play for Shawnee Mission West was Austin Chambers, the defensive lineman, and he's the 6'5", 285-pound lineman for the Vikings, and he got to the ball carrier, Colby Turner.
Well, that's setting the edge there with that outside linebacker, that 9-tech. That's what they're going to have to do. Or that outside veer play will be run against them all night long. It looked like the defense is starting to make some adjustments. They got a guy in that gap and secured the play.
Second down and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. Turner sets the offense. They tried to the left side. This is Turner inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, tripped up by the defensive line of Shawnee Mission West. Pick up of a couple of yards, and you see Hutchinson going to the right, back to the left, testing both sides of that Shawnee Mission West front four there to see if they can find an opening.
Well, and I think Lee Spite made a nice play there. He kind of just got low underneath the offensive lineman, and Turner just got tripped up, and that's the kind of plays they're going to have to make here with short yardage. It's a pretty good chance you're going to see the ball in Turner's hands, and if it's not in his hands, you probably got the other Turner on a bootleg or an option or something of that sort.
Salthawks have done everything on the ground so far now. 3rd down and 3 for the Salthawks. Shawnee Mission West trying to keep the Salthawks out of the end zone as Likes to Turner. Turner gets down to the 1, and a 4th down is coming up. Turner with 3 carries gets about a couple of yards there from the 3 to the 1-yard line, but Shawnee Mission West was not moved out off the line of scrimmage. And good defense by Shawnee Mission West.
Yeah, and it was Spite again. They're moving the D-line around a little bit. They're in a 4-man front there. It looks like they might have been pinching or slanting that direction. But he does a great job in C-gap there. He pinched down, took the fullback out of the play, and he kind of stopped the play cold there.
4th down play. Salthawks are going to have time out here to talk about it and have a conversation about what they want to do. We're going to take a break here. 7-6 ball game. Salthawks lead Shawnee Mission West, but the Salthawks are knocking on the board. You're watching the Class 6A Championships on Time Warner Metro Sports and Cox, Kansas 22. Fourth down and goal for the Salthawks. 10 plays in this 80-yard drive. 6 carries by Dakota Brower. And the Salthawks are trying to score here. In the ball game, Will Smith is the fullback. Likes in motion. Turner rolling out. Trying to find a receiver. Still scrambling. Now to the far sideline. And he's getting wrapped up and brought down. Nice play by Shawnee Mission West as Max Bullard, the 6', 210-pound linebacker, kept the quarterback in front of him. And a key sack is made in the ball game.
Well, it's just a great play by the Shawnee Mission West defense, and the big deal was the fact that they covered the receivers. He wants to throw the ball right now. He can't do it. He's forced to scramble. Bullard comes up, makes a nice play, and really if you're Trevor Turner there, you probably go ahead and launch that football, see what happens. You might get interference. Even if they pick off the pass, it's deep in the territory. You know, it's about a 17, 18-yard loss. A great play by Shawnee Mission West. Nice play by that young man right there, Bullard, getting the sack.
So Shawnee Mission West could go to work. Bullard makes the big play on that I formation. And there's Sturbach, 20. He's forward. 25 puts the ball on the turf, and he fumbled it. Sturbach fumbles it, and the Salthawks have it. First play following the turned over on downs. And the recovery is made by Hutchinson's Jared Ganabin, who alertly got to the football.
We talked about special teams and turnovers before we started. Plays such a key impact in every high school football game, in any football game at whatever level. Shawnee Mission West has a great stop down, turns the ball, turns Hutch over on downs. First play back there in a different look. You can see it here. Sturbach gets through there. He's making great moves. That's what he does. He makes people miss, but ball security has to be paramount. Lets the ball get out.
When he was past the initial line of attack there before he fumbled. So the Salthawks had the ball right back. First down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Clock is moving inside 7:45 to go before halftime. As the fullback Smith is in the ball game again, and there's Brower. Trevor Turner holds on to it. 20, 15, 10. Trying to find the pylon. Dives toward it. Is he in or not? He's out at the 1-yard line. Trevor Turner calls his own number on the option, and he takes it 29 yards down to the 1-yard line.
Well, the guys who don't get enough credit on this Hutch football team are the guys that block on the perimeter. I'm going to let Rick talk about these guys, but they do so well on the outside.
Well, Gaines Grissom, he's he's an unsung hero. Should be getting the ball. He's blocking downfield. They really created the long yardage on that game.
First down and goal at the 1-yard line. Salthawks were at the 2, couldn't get it in. Colby Turner dives over the front line. Touchdown, Salthawks. Colby Turner scores, and the lead goes from 7-6 to 13-6.
Well, hopefully we'll get a look at this play again here. It's an inside veer. It's a triple option play. The wide receiver to the right is Gaines Grissom, and he's a guy who would like to catch the ball from time to time. Maybe we'll get it after the extra point, but he really has a stalk block down there that just pushes his guy downfield 10 yards or whatever, and Turner makes a great cut off of him.
Extra point coming. Remember, Shawnee Mission West missed its extra point. So this extra point is significant, and it is up, and it is good. Cassidy Lemons, who started the day 65 of 66, gets the extra point. Take a look at the play.
On the touchdown here, he just does a nice job. He goes airborne. Coach Dreiling talks about Turner when they moved him to fullback about mid-season for their goal line package. He said it really made a difference. The Hutch offensive line, we know they're good. They don't get enough credit. Those kids get off the football. They make seams, and they put Hutch right where they need to be. And Rick was talking the play before that. The perimeter blocking by Hutch is just outstanding. It always has been. They're one of the best that we've seen that does that, and they'll turn an average play into a great play because those kids are unselfish, and they're doing their job on the perimeter.
Boy, Hutchinson has won 7 state championships in the last 8 years, including 4 6A titles in a row from 2004 to 07, as well as 5A titles in 08, 09, and 2011. And there was some thought as the Salthawks were bumped up from 5A to 6A that they might have a little more difficulty, but Randy Dreiling certainly said, hey, it's the same schedule that we had the year before with one exception, and they really went through the schedule. At one point, Rick, they were 3-2 on the season, which is obviously a loss to Rockhurst and Salina South, but they looked kind of ordinary at the time.
Well, those of us in 6A weren't really excited to have him back, I'll tell you that for sure. But, yeah, no, I mean, they had a difficult time there early in the season. Had a lot of injuries. He was playing a lot of young players. I mean, you can look at on their defense, they're playing 3 sophomores and 2 juniors right now, and that's not normal for Hutch High. Had those young guys, had those injuries, had to fight through those things, and but they've done a wonderful job as a coaching staff in getting these kids ready to play, and proof's in the pudding. They're here on this Saturday.
7:31 to go. First down and 10 for Shawnee Mission West. This becomes an important possession following the fumble last time down. Shawnee Mission West trying to go over the top. Has a receiver, Maloney. It's going to be overthrown. Maloney was sprinting toward it. He was escorted downfield by Shaquille Henderson, but Maloney looked like he started to extend his lead to about a stride, but Verdini just couldn't hit him downfield. So Shawnee Mission West going downfield vertically, trying to test the Salthawks right out after giving up the scoring touchdown.
Well, it was only a matter of time before they were going to do this. If you watch film on Shawnee Mission West, they like to try to take some chances with Maloney. Maloney's a great athlete. He can make catches. We've seen him once already in the backfield as the quarterback in kind of a wildcat situation. They will try to take a few more chances to get the ball to him because he's such a playmaker. They're going to continue to take those chances. In fact, wildcat right now, Mark.
Wildcat formation's in the ball game, and this is Andre Maloney. He's going to handle it. Maloney is back, and Maloney is going to keep it. Moving forward, 30-yard line, 35-yard line. He's brought down there. Pickup is about 5 yards. But interesting to note about the Wildcat is that Shawnee Mission West showed it against Lawrence, which was 2 playoff games ago. And then last week against Free State showed it very little. So it gave Hutchinson something to think about if you're preparing for him. Are you preparing for the Wildcat or not?
Well, I think Tim Callahan wants to keep that in his pocket as much as he can. You know, he knows he has a special player, but he doesn't want to wear the guy out. I'm sure they have a limited number of plays with it. That was a quarterback counter off of the jet sweep right there. We're in it again here, and we'll see what Maloney's got. 3rd
down and 4. Ball at the 35-yard line for Shawnee Mission West. And here's Maloney. 35 needs to get to the 39-yard line. Gets to the 39. In fact, gets close to the 42-yard line. Ball is going to be marked at the 41-yard line. 1st down and 10. So Shawnee Mission West and the Wildcat has the 1st down.
Well, and you got 2 guys back there. Sturbach obviously is a great running back. Maloney's a great athlete. Watch how long he rides this, making his decision, pulls it late, and gets around the edge and gets up the field. Verdini's still in the game. He's been out at wideout. Now he's going back to quarterback, but you can't game plan it by personnel because Verdini stays in the football game.
And here's a little different look for Shawnee Mission West. Single back, 3 receivers. Verdini will go to Sturbach coming out of the backfield. 40-yard line, moves forward, gets close to the 45-yard line as the Salthawks corral him. Colton Blay leading the charge for Hutchinson. So a little different wrinkle. You take a look at one offensive set, and then Shawnee Mission West obviously has several good looks.
Yeah, you know, as Ken talked about before the game, you're not going to hold anything back at this week. You know, this is the state championship game. This is the crescendo of your season. And we're going to see everything that both coaches have in their bag of tricks. That's just another way to get the ball to Sturbach, get the ball to him out in space.
2nd down and 7. Ball marked to the 44-yard line for Shawnee Mission West as Maloney and the Vikings go back in the Wildcat. 2 receivers near side, and Maloney trying to follow a blocker. 45, midfield, lunges forward to 49. Did he drop the football or not? No, he didn't. Looks like he's down, but Maloney.
No, I think there was a fumble there.
Boy, the crowd on the far sideline, the Vikings immediately reacted to the ball, but the Hutchinson Salthawks did not, so I presume the Vikings came up with the football, but when he huddled, or rather tried to hurdle that line of scrimmage.
Well, we're going to take a look at it right here. You'll see him cut up. I don't know if we'll see the ball come out or not.
It looks like it when it hit the ground.
I think when it hit the ground, so I don't know that they called it a fumble, probably just down by contact.
You can see Dingy's here, the tight end on the right side, just making an outstanding block, sealing that edge for Maloney to get around.
3rd down and short as Verdini is back in the ball game for the Vikings. Back and forth between the Wildcat and this look. Verdini has a single back. Back's going to be Sturbach, 50, 49, 48-yard line, going to be a 1st down. So little misdirection from Shawnee Mission West, which needed about a half a yard and less. Gets about 1.5 yards for a 1st down.
It's a basic inside zone play, a short yardage play. I mean, giving it to the guy who's got him here in this game this week, you know, giving it to Sturbach. So you can see a good blocking by the fullback up there. Creates a little bit of a seam. Get hard yardage, you know, get that 3rd and short.
Yeah, it was a good play by Steckline stepping up in the hole, but they were able to get just enough.
Shawnee Mission West won its 14th Sunflower League title this season. And this is Sturbach, who led the charge in winning that league title. It goes from the 40, now we'll call it the 48, to about the 43, pickup of about 5 yards. So Sturbach back in the ball game and back and running hard.
Well, Sturbach, like you mentioned, Ken, doesn't take much of a space. There's not much space on this play here. When you're getting to the 3rd level, when Wentz is the guy who has to make the tackle, that means that the offensive line's getting up on the 1st and 2nd level, creating some space, and when you have a back like Sturbach, he's going to take advantage of it.
Well, worth mentioning about Sturbach, he has done it all this season, over 2,000 yards with a torn quadricep. It was an injury he suffered a week before the season opener on August 31st against Lawrence. And Sturbach, though, ended up leading the Sunflower League in rushing with nearly 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns on the season heading in. And, in fact, added another touchdown here, his 22nd of the season. So there's some conversation.
I believe Ganabin had a helmet problem. They're going to have to replace him here for at least a play so he can try to get that fixed.
So Nathan Hell, the 6', 218-pound sophomore, comes in for a play lining up that left tackle position as Ganabin will come out and sit down and play, try to adjust that helmet. Inside 5 minutes ago, Shawnee Mission West on the move. The ball is on the turf once again, but Verdini covers it. The exchange between center and quarterback this time, it looked like Verdini didn't secure it before he made a move to his right shoulder.
Well, when you're in week 13 and you're having some troubles with the exchange, that means that there's some guys over on the other side of the line of scrimmage causing your center problems. You know, these guys have been working together for all through August and 13 weeks of the season to get here. So that surprises me a little bit, but I think it's talking about how well the defensive line are for both of these teams.
Both teams have had a turnover. Hutchinson via the interception. Shawnee Mission West via the fumblers. Verdini to Sturbach. Sturbach being wrapped up, still on his feet and to be brought down. How about a jersey tackle from Colton Blay, who stuck his paw up there, grabbed Sturbach's jersey, and then just held on for dear life as Sturbach is actually stopped for a loss of about a yard.
It was a great play by Blay. He got a hold of the jersey, just enough of him to spin him around. You'll see it here. He makes a nice little cutback. He hangs on, and then the rest of the defense shows up, and it hangs on just long enough for them to be able to make a play and force Shawnee Mission West into a punt.
Shawnee Mission West showing punt. Here's Joey Reed on the field. And Braden Wells is back for Hutchinson. Short punt. Takes a weird bounce into the end zone. That actually hit him. I thought it hit a player on the far sideline, but the official is marking it as a touchback. So the Salthawks go on the 20-yard line. What a strange bounce that one took toward the end zone. But Shawnee Mission West punts it away. And the Salthawks will have a first down and 10 on their own 20 when we come back. Taking a look at the crowd, watching a great ball game, the 6A championship game. Salthawks lead Shawnee Mission West 14-6. $14-6 ball game. Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West in the Class 6A title game being played here at Moore Bull Yeager Stadium, the campus of Washburn University. We talked about special teams plays making a difference. Well, this one took a weird bounce, and during the timeout, this is what the officials decided, that it hit a player.
Yeah, it goes right off the helmet or the shoulder pad there of Spiller from Shawnee Mission West, and then the ball goes in the end zone. And by rule, Hutch has a choice. They can take the ball at the spot of first touching, which is on about the 10-yard line right there, or then the result of the play. In this case, the result of the play, ball went into the end zone, so they're going to take it at the 20-yard line because it gains them 10 yards. The other thing about that is once it hits that Shawnee Mission West player, Hutch can run it back, and if they fumbled the ball and lost it, they still would have the chance to go back to the point of first touching.
Exactly why I need to go to an officials clinic in the offseason. I'm glad you guys are up in the booth to take me through that. 3:26 to go before halftime. 14-6 ball game. Salthawks moving the football forward. Their sixth possession of this football game. And this is Brower with Turner. Turner behind him gets forward from the 20 to about the 23-yard line. You talk about a lot of looks. You anticipate with Dakota Brower in the ball game, the fact that he got the ball so many times, that he would carry the ball again. This time, though, Trevor Turner keeps it and moves forward for 3 yards. Boy, they are deceptive.
Well, they just have so many different looks. There was just a load, the quarterback load, where they're still reading it, but it's a design for the quarterback to keep it. And Osby from Shawnee Mission West, the linebacker, makes a nice play.
So 2nd down and 7, ball marked at the 23-yard line for the Salthawks. Receivers, 2 of them to the near side of your screen with a fullback and Likes, number 5, in motion. Give us to Brower. Brower, 25-yard line, close to the 26. Pickup is about 3 yards, which puts it at the 26-yard line. And a 3rd down play coming up for the Salthawks. Timeout in the field. It looks like Shawnee Mission West is going to call a timeout defensively. They'd love to have the football back here, and they know that a key 3rd down play is coming up at the 3rd down and 4 for the Salthawks at the 26-yard line.
Well, that was that outside veer play that we've been watching be so successful during the first half. It was still a give read. The D tackle is doing a much better job there, and it looked like Spiller really filled his gap well. The combo didn't get to him. The combo block didn't get to him off the first level, and basically, if you hold Hutch to a 2-yard gain, it's almost like a no game.
Well, it really is.
On behalf of the Kansas State High School Activities Association, congratulations to all 14 football teams who have successfully made it to their respective state championship game. Each team has played well and enjoyed a very successful season. The Kansas State High School Activities Association extends its appreciation to all administrators, coaches, and officials who provide their time and dedication for the student athletes competing in these games. This is just one of 5 state championships being played across the state of Kansas, so it is a special day to be playing on a Saturday. All games, with the exception of this one, kicking off at 1 o'clock. This was a 1:07 kickoff this afternoon. 14-6 ball game here as Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West. Third down play coming. Shawnee Mission West called the timeout defensively. Vikings trying to step up here and get the football back, and now the official steps in timeout for Hutchinson. Salthawks are going to have a timeout. They want to talk about the defensive alignment for Shawnee Mission West. Brower, 7 carries, 69 yards in the ball game. Salthawks have done this whole thing on the ground. Salthawks playing for the 9th state championship game in 10 years. This is from a program who did not win a single district game in the entire 1990s. Hard to believe that wasn't that long ago where the Salthawks were a program that was really, really struggling. But Randy Dreiling has absolutely turned this thing around. I don't know, back in the 1990s, Ken, you must have been looking back at Hutchinson going, boy, they're doing some good work there.
Well, he's just done a magnificent job, and you can't say enough about what he's done. Rick and I were talking before the game. It's hard to get here and win one of these. It really is. To win state championships, you have to be a little bit lucky. You have to have a great team. You've got the talent, coaching, all of that goes with it. And the run that they've been on, it's just really remarkable. It certainly is the standard for football in the state of Kansas.
Rick, I know that Randy Dreiling actually helped Wichita Heights set up its offense at one time.
Well, we stole it from him, that's for sure. We did our best to steal it from him that we could.
Third down and 4. Ball marked at 26-yard line for Trevor Turner. Salthawks trying to get a first down, trying to keep the drive moving, trying to keep the chains moving. As Turner takes his time. Higgins on the pitch. Watch out. 25-30. Higgins, 40, 45, and he can take it. 40, 35, tripped up right down the 32-yard line. And you talk about a home run hitter. As sure as number 17 got in the ball game, Tanner Higgins takes the pitch and takes it downfield, and the Salthawks get a big pickup.
Yeah, whenever Higgins gets in the field, I mean, he plays on defense. He's a full-time starter over there, and they started playing him, I think, in district. Maybe the first time he was getting many plays was in the Derby game. This is an inside veer triple option play. They got to read that thing out. They can't just pitch it out there to him, but they do a good job of getting their blocks and getting him a little space.
Inside, 2:10 to go. Handoff to Dakota Brower inside the 30-yard line, down to the 27-yard line. He's wrapped up there. Salthawks will get the line of scrimmage very hurriedly. 2 minutes, more than enough time for the Salthawks to get to the end zone of 14-6. Shawnee Mission West defensively has got to figure this out.
Yeah, that was a great play by Bullard there at linebacker. It's that same outside veer play. They've got to, get to that line of scrimmage a little faster. It seemed like it was defended well, but again, they come up to 4 or 5 yards.
2nd down and 6, ball at the 28. Turner with Higgins in the ball game. Higgins is lined up to the right side. He's number 17 on your screen as he's in motion. And how about that? Little razzle-dazzle. Evan Gaines, Grissom goes up for it. It's going to be picked off. Interception by Shawnee Mission West in the end zone as Hutchinson tries a little wrinkle with a halfback pass, but to the end zone. Shawnee Mission West had 2 defenders around Gaines Grissom, and the pickoff is made to look like Kez Denby on his 2nd interception for the Salthawks.
Well, Denby does a nice job staying back on this. It's a little bit of a trick play, if you will, but just kind of a reverse option look, and Wells throws it up. Grissom tries to go get it, can't do it, and Denby is there to get it off the tip from Maloney, and they're able to get some return yards, and it really puts them in business now. We'll see what they do with short time here in the half.
First down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Shawnee Mission West will start this drive from their 18-yard lines for Deeney. Virginie looking downfield for Maloney. Maloney is covered, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Downfield for Hutchinson was Shaquille Henderson with Jamison Lights in pursuit. And coverage downfield was pretty good. Pass nearly online, though.
Yeah, it was a good pass. You got to take a shot. You get a turnover late in the half. I think that's probably what led to Randy's decision for a little trick play there going in. You have a short clock. They're both running teams. You're going to have to get a big chunk of yardage at some point in time to set up a score before halftime.
Ball at the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 10 for the Vikings. This is Sturbach's going to pass it. Pass complete. Maloney catches it at the 28-yard line. How about that for a little bit different lyrical? Actually, the receiver on the end of that was Mitchell Wade. Wade on the catch.
Well, I'm not sure this was designed. Yeah, it was. Wow. Sturbach throws the football. They got all kinds of Wildcat quarterbacks going on back there.
I'm not sure who was supposed to get the snap
I'm not sure either, but it was a great play by Sturbach, however it was supposed to be done.
It was ad-libbed, perhaps, to a certain extent. Minute 3 to go is Verdini. Verdini, the back, Sturbach. Sturbach, 30, 35-yard line. Makes a move, 40, knocked out of bounds, 41-yard line. There to knock him out of bounds was Tanner Higgins for Hutchinson. And Shawnee Mission West trying to put a little bit of a drive together as we're inside a minute to go before halftime.
Yeah, they're just getting Spiller out in space again. And he gets the ball out. Sturbach in space. He knows that there's little time left in the half, so he's going to get as many yards as he can, get out of bounds to stop the clock. But it does look like there's a flag on the player. It appears to be holding. Looked like out there on the perimeter, one of the wide receivers in that little bubble screen. Maybe got a little too much cloth in his hand.
So the ball marked to the 32-yard line as we march back to the 22-yard line. And that is going to bring up a first down play in about 18. As Jim Knight informs the crowd here, holding on Shawnee Mission West. And there's A.J. Verdini, who rolls out, looking for a receiver. That's Maloney. Maloney's wrapped up, brought down. Boy, Shaquille Henderson was waiting right behind Maloney. When Maloney made the catch, Henderson was there to make the tackle.
The risk you run by throwing the ball late in the half here, that's a great ball by Verdini, but if that's off the mark and Henderson takes it, it's a little bit scary. But they do hustle up to get the next snap going.
33 seconds and counting. Verdini looking down the near side here. He has a receiver in. Catch is made. Knocked out of bounds, 33-yard line. Catch is made on the near sideline by Joel Spiller, the senior wide receiver for Shawnee Mission West.
That's his go-to guy. Verdini and Spiller certainly have a great feel for each other. They imagine that they've spent a lot of time in the summer throwing and catching. He just a simple little out route. When you're in this situation in the game, when you have about 30 seconds left before halftime, you have to stop the clock as many times as you can without using timeouts. And it's a heady play. It's a good call. And Spiller makes the catch and gets out of bounds.
In fact, so close to the first down marker that they are going to have to measure. Shawnee Mission West, which scored again on its first play of the ball game, a lightning bolt run from Brett Sturbach for 75 yards. But since then, Hutchinson has come back with 14 unanswered points, leads at 14-6. The chains will mill forward, and first down and 10 for the Vikings with 28 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, it's a great catch there by Spiller. He gets both feet down, only needs one in high school football, but he gets out of bounds, gets the clock stopped, and gives them a chance because of the down and distance they're having to measure, give them a chance to kind of regroup. They've probably called a couple of plays here. They're going to try to keep this moving as quickly as they can.
Mitchell Wade among the receivers to the top portion of your screen as Maloney in motion is Verdini. Verdini's going to give to Sturbach. Inside handoff. 50, down to the 40, 35, 30-yard line, inside the 30 to 29-yard line. And number 27, Brett Sturbach, the senior receiver. Hutchinson was thinking pass and a little misdirection, a big pickup for Shawnee Mission West.
I think we all were thinking pass. There's 30 seconds left in the half, or less than 30 seconds when that play started. It's just a draw play, well-designed, well-blocked up front. You get the ball in Sturbach's hands, and he knows what to do with it. Did a great job of getting as many yards as he could, getting out of bounds, get that clock stopped.
Sturbach, 3,014 yards, 29 touchdowns in 2 years as the whistle blows, and Shawnee Mission West is going to use some of its timeout. But Sturbach's numbers are amazing for a guy who stands only 5'7". Vikings have thrown it a little bit with receiver Andre Maloney lining up in that popular Wildcat as we've seen it. But Shawnee West used the formation against Lawrence in the quarterfinal round, but not last week against Free State. As we take a look at Brett Sturbach, who's had a terrific afternoon. Just a fine running back who can do it all.
I think what you're going to see, for one thing, is that he has great vision and agility. He moves side to side very well, and he gets yards after contact.
16 carries, 166 yards for Sturbach, who's put Shawnee Mission West in scoring scenario here with 19 seconds to go. And he's run to the left and run to the right. But the most impressive thing is he's found some daylight, and the Salthawks are really keying on him because they know he's going to have the football. And when he went out for a pass play, well, he did that as well. Sturbach, 1 pass catch, 10 yards to go along with his 16 carries for 166 yards for 176 yards of total offense for Sturbach so far.
And don't forget, he's 1 for 1 passing the ball, too.
Yes,
Mark.
he is.
He's done it all today.
On that drive, Sturbach now, first down and 10 for Shawnee Mission West, 29-yard line. Verdini rolling out. Looking downfield, Maloney, and the pass is going to be incomplete. It was intended actually for the short back forward, and number 83 is Joel Spiller. And the back in the end zone was Andre Maloney. Verdini looking at the short man. The pass was incomplete. But again, only 4 seconds off the clock, so 14 seconds to go.
It was a flood route, kind of a sprint out by the quarterback. They put 3 levels to make the defense cover all the way down the field. He looked like he was open, looked like the ball was a little bit behind him.
Second down, 10, ball at the 28. Fullback in motion. Verdini again looking towards Spiller. Spiller, incomplete. If he had made the catch, he'd have been out at the 15-yard line. Over to defend for Hutchinson was Braden Wells. And he reached up trying to get that ball, but it was just a tad high for number 83, the 5'7" receiver for Shawnee Mission West.
Well, I think you've got time here to run another play. There's 9 seconds left in the half. In high school football, if it is a first down, the clock will stop while they move the chains. I believe they still have the 1 timeout, so they still have opportunities to do what they want to do here. They just have to execute here on 3rd down. 3rd
down play coming this time. The near side receiver is Ben Lake. Lake in the ball game. Far to the right side of your screen, the top portion is Andre Maloney with Verdini. Fullback in motion. Sturbach is in the ball game, and Verdini going back under pressure. Verdini trying the corner of the end zone, defended there, and it's going to be over his head. Maloney's pass over his head. He was defended well by Shaquille Henderson, so 4th down play coming up, and Joey Reed heads in the ball game as Shawnee Mission West looks like they're going to attempt a field goal here.
Well, with this win, a 45-yard field goal may not be out of question for this young man. You never know what pressure is going to do of the where you're at and what the situation is. But I think it gave Coach Callahan a little bit, where he could take a poke at it, try to get 6 out of it, because he knew he had a chance to get a field goal.
Joey Reed has kicked a 44-yard field goal, 8 for 10 on the season. The hold is good, but the kick is going to be short. Looked like just juggled a little bit on the snap. Verdini put it down, and that is how our half will end. Guys, your thoughts on the first half so far? First of all, for Hutchinson.
Well, I mean, Hutch, I think we're getting what we thought we would see. We're going to get a lot of run the ball first. It seems like when they have tried to throw it or to pull out a trick play, that's what's kind of shot them in the foot. I would think that the coach, Dryling, would go back to the ground in the second half.
Before we talk about Shawnee Mission West, let's go down to the field. Trista Ferguson is with the coach. Trista.
Coach, that last offensive drive could have been a score, but instead an interception. What happened?
Well, we've had a few of them. I've had some dumb calls. We just got to go at them, trying to get too fancy.
Mm-hmm. A couple big drives, but not as many as I know you would like. What do you do to change that?
Well, like I said, we got to go back to our basic offense, and we're doing a decent job stopping them. I've got to get, we got to get the ball in the end zone.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thanks, Trista. Briefly about Shawnee Mission West, what have you seen, Ken Stonebreaker?
Well, they've moved the football. They had the big first play that got them in the end zone, and they've moved the football, and they just have to be able to put it all together, finish the drives. 14 points and a half. I think their defense has played well. They need to continue to try to get some turnovers, but we've got ourselves a football game on our hands, and it should be a great second half.
So halftime is on the way. Trista Ferguson will rejoin us in a few moments with representatives of both schools. Trevor Turner got it close to the goal line, and Colby Turner took it over the top, 14-6. Salthawks lead Shawnee Mission West at halftime. 14-6 ball game. Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West. You're watching the Class 6A championships being played at Moore Yeager Stadium on the campus of Washburn University. Shawnee Mission West scored first by a pair of Colby Turner touchdowns, and the Salthawks have scored 14 unanswered points, and that's your margin at the moment. With Hutchinson leading 14-6, Shawnee Mission West did miss its extra point. Halftime is upon us. Trista Ferguson takes over from here. Trista?
Guys, I've got Hutch High Principal Ron Ream with me. We've just got a few questions about things that are happening in your school this year. First of all, the first year that Hutch, well, not the first year, but coming back to 6A ball, and some people thought that it might do some damage to the program, but obviously it hasn't been here at the state championship. What is going for this program that keeps them so strong?
Well, I think they have a lot of things going. They have a lot of discipline and a year-round type of weightlifting program. Coaching staff's very strong, and our kids have really bought in. You know, 5A and 6A are very similar at the top end, a lot of great programs, so we're used to playing great teams and being successful, and our kids and our coaches just go out there and do what they need to do.
More than just athletically, though, you have some great academic programs. I know that you're really big in your career and technical ed programs with things like auto mechanics and even broadcasting. So what kind of programs do you offer, and how is that making your school a better place?
Yeah, we know that in today's society it takes a wide variety of programs to meet the needs, and a lot of them are career and tech ed. So we try and offer those, and our community is very supportive. We get kids from all over our area. As you mentioned, we have auto mechanics and auto body, welding, entrepreneurship, Cisco networking in the computer field, and just a lot of programs, as well as an international baccalaureate program, an honors program for our four-year college-bound kids. But we know in today's society everybody needs an advanced education, but it's not always a four-year degree. So we're trying to fill that need and provide our community and our state with the workers that they need.
Most of the time you don't see programs like that in public schools, or sometimes that you don't, more so in private schools that can offer that thing, but I know that your public school can offer those things. So what does that say about your school as a public school?
Well, I think it's really important in our society today to support public education. I don't want to over-dramatize it, but I think really the fate of our country lies with public education. Democracy takes an educated masses to really run effectively, and our public educators are working their tails off every day trying to educate kids and really producing great results. If you look at no time in our country's history has there ever been a higher percentage of high school graduates or adults with four-year college degrees, and yet at times it seems like everybody wants to jump on public education. So I think it's important for people to support public education, both with their tax dollars and just supporting those people that go out every day and work very, very hard to educate everybody that comes to us and produce the kind of people we need to carry on our society and our democracy.
We really appreciate your time with us. Thanks so much for stopping by and talking to us.
Thank you, and thanks for televising the game for us.
Guys.
By Trista Ferguson, wrapping up her interview with Principal Ron Ream. It's 14-6. Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West. Hutchinson has 33 state championships, including 7 in football. We're back to Topeka after this. 14-6 ball game as we continue our halftime activities. A win by Shawnee Mission West would actually end a 27-year title drought, not just for Shawnee Mission West, but for the entire Shawnee Mission district. In the process, Shawnee Mission West won the state championships in 1972 and also in 1985 in football, in addition to runner-up finishes in 1977 and 2006, as we rejoin Trista Ferguson on the sideline. Trista?
Guys, I'm with Shawnee Mission West principal now, Dr. Charles McLean. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
There are a few things that are going on in your school right now. Obviously, a great athletic program, but academics as well. Tell me about the academics things that are happening at your school right now.
Well, we're very proud of the academic part. That's what we're all about as a school, of course. But our National Merit Program, our biotechnology program we have at West High School, that along with, of course, just the overall atmosphere that we are preparing kids for the future, and college is part of their future.
A program that I know is very big right now is your vocal and instrumental music. Tell me a little about that program and why it's been so successful.
The teachers. First of all, the teachers, obviously, and secondly, of course, would be our wonderful students. They have a commitment to it. They are blessed with some talent. But you take those teachers, those talented kids, and we just get all kinds of wonderful programs out of them.
And, of course, the culture at West is different than what it might be in the west side of the state. The east side of the state has much more diversity and obviously a huge crowd here. What is the culture at West like with all of this fan following?
Well, I think West is a very special Shawnee Mission school just because of the fact that we have a very diverse population. Whether you're talking about money or you're talking about ethnicity, we have a great mix that reflects the world. And that's why we think our kids at West High are getting a real world education they can use in life.
Great school you've got going. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us out.
Guys.
In fact, the average enrollment for Shawnee Mission West, about 2,000 students statistically. Shawnee Mission West is the most ethnically diverse high school in the district. Halftime here, Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West 14-6. We're back with statistics, and we'll take a look at your first half highlights with Ken and Rick Wheeler when we return to Topeka. .14-6 ball game, Hutchinson, Shawnee Mission West playing for the Class 6A title. If you see that sign there, it says area restricted. Well, kids, are having none of it. They're trying to invent snow, however, which is difficult and can't quite get it done. Here's something different. This is the home of the Washburn University Ichabods. Well, Ichabods football has a storied history. Among its claims to fame is the first forward pass said to have been thrown in a Christmas Day game. Happened in 1905 against Fairmont University, which is now Wichita State University. Both schools now claim they threw the first pass. I mention that because the Salthawks have thrown the football only twice in the game, so it hasn't changed that much since 1905, at least for the Salthawks and the way they've approached it. But both teams, as we mentioned at the outset of the ball game, wanted to establish the run, and I think both teams have been able to run the ball.
Yeah, I think we heard from Coach Dowling before he went off for the halftime. He may be regretting throwing those two passes that he did throw. Both teams have established they can run the football. That's what we found out in this first half, and I think that you may see less passing out of Hutch High in the second half. You may actually see a little more from Shawnee Mission West. They may be setting up their play action pass. They've been able to move the ball on the ground, and it's a little surprising to me.
Yeah, Ken, what do you think?
Well, I just echo what Rick said. I think both teams still are going to want to run the football. When you look at this half statistically, both teams have been able to run the football, and I think we're going to see more of that in the second half. And, you know, it really comes down to we've had a couple turnovers. It's going to come down to who can make the big plays, who can get a big stop, who can make fewer mistakes, and it just comes down to execution. You have a half of football left to go try to get a state title, and this is what it's all about.
Well, the Hutchinson Salthawks marching band is on the field. This game is sanctioned by the Kansas State High School Activities Association, and to that end, Trista Ferguson has a representative. Trista?
Guys, I have Fran Martin with me, who is the executive director of KSHSAA, assistant executive director of KSHSAA. Let's just talk about this venue here real quick. It's an amazing setting that these two teams get to come and play. Thankful that Washburn lets them play here.
We are very fortunate that the Washburn University has allowed us to have our state events here for several years. And obviously a tremendous crowd today and great support from both teams. But the Washburn University and their staff are great to have us here, especially since they've got a basketball tournament going on right next door. So,
fall sports ending after today and winter sports opening up, basketball, wrestling. Tell us a little about the fall sports and what KSHSAA likes to see out of those sports.
Well, this being the end of our fall sports season, this is the culmination of our fall sports season with our state championship Saturday for football. And on Monday we'll be releasing our regional and sub-state assignments for wrestling and basketball. And so I'll start our winter sports seasons with wrestling, basketball, and swimming. We do have our state debate tournaments coming up here soon, too. So we've got a lot of activities going on at this time of the year.
Everyone's very thankful for KSHSAA, and we appreciate all the hard work that y'all do.
Thank you guys, and thanks for being here to cover a great game. Great support from the teams, and we certainly appreciate the help of our media help.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tristan. We certainly appreciate Fran Martin, who's just a fine member of the Kansas State High School Activities Association, an organization that does a terrific job. And what a tremendous challenge to run all these state football championships that are around the state of Kansas. As the marching band leaves the field, both teams are headed back on the field, and we're about 3 minutes away from kickoff to the second half here. Shawnee Mission West on the far sideline, a team that went 11-1, lost in week 2 of the season, rolled off 10 consecutive victories. This is a team that has won in many ways and has made the most of its offensive and defensive weapons. And meanwhile, the Salthawks have been on a bit of a roll themselves. So Tim Callahan is the head coach of Shawnee Mission West, matched up against this team in 2006. And so Shawnee Mission West, well, they're in the rally situation as Trista Ferguson rejoins us. Trista?
Coach, a couple severe turnovers there, stopping a couple momentum changes there. How do we fix that here in this next half?
You know, we just told the kids we'll do what we've been doing. We're just going to do a little bit better. You know, I think you're right. What we've done to ourselves, we've hurt ourselves. So we just got to do a little bit better. They're doing a good job. We got to stop them on defense, though.
Quite a run game they've got going here. How do you stop their run?
Well, we got to do our job.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Guys.
All right, Tim Callahan, head coach in his 10th season of Shawnee Mission West. The West has won 13 state championships all told, including 3 in girls gymnastics, also in baseball, as well as a couple in football. He's got his hands full trying to get that Hutchinson offense stopped, and He didn't let us know about how he's going to do it, but I guess doing your job means assignment football, particularly against the option. I'm sure that's what he was alluding to.
Well, I think that's exactly what he's talking about. You know, it is assignment football, and if one person breaks down, then the whole play can break down. And I'm certain they probably made a few adjustments, especially to the outside veer play that we saw during the first half. They made some adjustments during the first half where they brought another player up on the end of the line of scrimmage to try to help with that. And so I think both coaches, we're going to see some of those adjustments. We're going to see a few changes and see if they can execute. But in the end, it still comes down to doing your job and doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you're taught to do, and we're going to find out what group can execute that better.
All right, let's take a look at first half highlights from this ball game. It was a low-scoring ball game early, but, hey, when you got a lightning bolt right out of the gate, well, and you got a guy like Brett Sturbach, you can make the most of it. Boy, he just burst through the middle and hurdled a Hutchinson defender and paid dirt the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think he had 183 yards in the first half. I mean, that's an amazing stat for me from a half of football from a small-framed young man. But what you see he does, he makes a lot of moves and he gets a lot of yards after contact.
Colby Turner's run was 3 yards, and then pass intercepted by Andre Maloney. That was one of 2 interceptions for Shawnee Mission West. And then putting the ball on the turf, Turner doing the best he could defensively. Shawnee Mission West corralling the Hutchinson quarterback. And then to the air goes Shawnee Mission West. And the catch is made. Sturbach, who threw a pass and also caught a pass to go with his 19 carries. And then here, this is what he wasn't feeling great. Tried to call timeout.
That's the outside veer play that Ken was talking about earlier. And Shawnee Mission West has made an adjustment, moving an outside linebacker up to take that outside veer path.
Dakota Brower had several carries early on in the ball game. In fact, for Hutchinson, had 8 carries, 79 yards. But inside, the go-to guy, Colby Turner, up and over the top. Turner, who carried 7 times, 47 yards, with a pair of touchdowns. That was a 14-6 lead. And the Salthawks trying to wear out Shawnee Mission West. And there's Tanner Higgins on the pitch. Inserted in the ball game, did a great job of it. Boy, almost had another touchdown for the Salthawks.
Well, and that tackle right there saved a touchdown. They ended up turning the ball over shortly after that play.
And this pass to the end zone was intended for Evan Gaines Grissom, was intercepted by Shawnee Mission West Kez Demby. Again, one of 2 turnovers for Hutchinson in the first half, both off the passing game, interceptions by Shawnee Mission West, and that's where we stand, 14-6 ball game. Trista Ferguson rejoins us. Trista, what about that?
Guys, you talk about
back.
Sturbach and what an asset he is to that team. Earlier, when he gets a little bit sick, I got a chance to talk to the trainer on West Sideline, and she said more than him being sick, it was just his nerves getting to him. So hopefully those nerves have kind of calmed down now, and he's ready to play ball and hold on to the ball in the second half of this game.
Yeah, I don't think you can underestimate high school kids playing a ball game that's being seen across the state of Kansas and also in Kansas City on live television. This isn't your regular Friday night of high school football. We expect to have some nerves.
Yeah, I think as a senior, especially for a senior, these guys put 4 years into this. This was a goal of theirs when they entered high school as freshmen. And there's so much riding on this one day, so much effort and energy put into it over those 4 years that it's hard for us adults to deal with sometimes, isn't it, Ken? You're in this venue, in this situation. But I think his yards speak for themselves.
Well, Shawnee Mission West went undefeated in league play and earning the Sunflower League title, while Hutchinson shared Ark Valley Chisholm Trail League Division I honors with Salina South, who the Salthawks lost to, and also to Derby, who Hutchinson defeated during the regular season. That trio of teams all advanced to at least the semifinal round of their respective classes. So you check the opponents for both teams. You get a kind of a pecking order with how things settle in here. But again, Hutchinson bumped up from Class 5A to 6A, winning the 5A title a year ago, and now playing their 9th state championship game in 10 years, having won 7 state titles, missed out on 2010. And other than that, the Salthawks are an experienced team. This group, in fact, of the Salthawks were in 2nd grade when the Salthawks started their first state championship run back in 03 or 04. And so that is quite a legacy to live up to. So Shawnee Mission West will kick off to Hutchinson. The Vikings had the ball to start the game and scored in their very first play from the line of scrimmage. Hutchinson will get the ball back here. Anything statistically jump out at you? 3rd down conversions. Shawnee Mission West only 3 of 8 in the first half. I thought Sturbach with 19 carries. That's a load.
Well, I think both teams have done what they want to do. Now they just need to do what Coach Callahan said. They need to do it a little bit better. And this first drive is critical. Hutch is going to want to get down the field and get a score. Shawnee Mission West needs to get a stop. They don't want this to turn into a 2-score game. So we've got a big drive right out of the gate here.
14-6 ball game, and kicking off Joey Reed. Back to the end zone, about 6 yards deep is Tanner Higgins, and Higgins will call for the touchback. And Hutchinson will be first down and 10 as they start at the 20-yard line. Statistically, we talked about rushing yards, very even here. Shawnee Mission West, 66 passing yards. Anything from those numbers? I know time of possession was very important to both teams.
Well, and I think the turnovers tell the story of the first half for Hutchinson. I think Hutchinson had 5 possessions during the first half. They scored twice, had a punt, and had the 2 turnovers. Probably were in position to score on both of those drives that they had turnovers on. And I think we might see a really steady ground attack from Randy.
Third quarter begins. Hutchinson up 14-6. The Salthawks will have the football. Flexbone offense with Likes in motion. Turner keeps it, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Wrapped up, brought down. Nice defensive play made by Shawnee Mission West. Number 65 is Aaron Brown, the 6'3", 245-pound senior. Gets to the ball carrier after no gain.
Well, and I think Osby might have been in on that play as well. He had a terrific first half. He had 7 tackles from his linebacker position, a young man we didn't have a chance to talk a lot about. Did a nice job coming through there and assisting on that play.
Salthawks, second down and 10, ball at their own 20-yard line. First drive of the second half normally sets the tone for things to come. Salthawks are likely to go positive. Shawnee Mission West would love to get the ball back. And a move forward, push to the 23-yard line. It's just Trevor Turner. And Turner on a quarterback sneak just to see what was available, picks up about 3 yards. That really tested Shawnee Mission West defensively. And again, that front three with Brown, Chambers, and Spite came through that time after a short gain.
Well, that's Turner calling his own number right there. They moved Osby down to a defensive tackle, playing a 2-tech over the guards. It kind of left the center uncovered. Trevor's just going to see what he can get there, and I've seen him take some of those for 20, 30 yards.
Third down, 7, ball at the 23-yard line for the Salthawks. This time, receiver look. With Likes in the ball game. Give us to Brower. Brower's going to be stacked up. Met the line of scrimmage and might have lost a yard. In on the play for Shawnee Mission West was Cooper Arner. And Arner, the linebacker, got to the ball carrier long with number 18, which is Jordan Neff, in on the play.
Well, it's outside veer again, the play that they've had such luck with. And look at the push that they're getting out of the defensive lineman there. They did make an adjustment. I think they made that at the end of the first half where they walked in the outside linebacker. They did bring a safety over the top of the other inside receiver, and so they do have coverage on the receivers. That's just a great defensive start by Shawnee Mission West.
Randy Dreiling, watching his Hutchinson High School team, is going to punt this ball away. Turner off the side of his foot. Angled it, 40-yard line, going to bounce to the 44-yard line. Shawnee Mission West could not have hoped for a better start to the second half as they're going to take the ball first down and 10 in Hutchinson territory all the way at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that first possession of the second half, as you spoke about, Ken, is so critically important. Coaches want to win the third quarter. They want to come out here and establish the tempo and the pace for the second half. And that's a great defensive stop for Shawnee Mission West. You know, they're just down 1 score here. They've won the field position battle here. They get a short field. I think we have a chance to see a little bit of that more of that running game. And Sturbach, I think, is the guy they might give it to.
Verdini threw the ball 13 times, but handed it off 19 times to Sturbach. And now the Wildcat scenario with Verdini going to a receiver. Maloney is in on the ball game. Is in the quarterback. And here's Sturbach, 45, 40, 35, gets a block, 30-yard line, 20, straight down the far sidelines, knocked out of bounds to the 13-yard line. And here comes Shawnee Mission West out in that Wildcat formation. They call it shotgun, but a big pickup first play from scrimmage.
Well, I want you to take a look at this play here. Nice job by Sturbach. Bullard seals the corner. Watch Mitchell Wade out here. Right there, number 89. He was blocking on Henderson. You couldn't see it for a long time there, but he held his block for quite some time, which allowed him to break it and get over the top and get big yards.
First down and goal at the 10-yard line for Shawnee Mission West. Maloney, handoff, Sturbach. Sturbach close to the 5-yard line. Tackled, knocked down, brought down the 6-yard line. Dalton Luce in on the stop for the Salthawks. And boy, Shawnee Mission West in the red zone with a chance to tie this ball game if they can get a 2-point conversion to go along with a touchdown. But Shawnee Mission West on the drive here.
It's Sturbach doing what he does best, making people miss. Steckline was in the gap, holding his ground, doing what he was supposed to be doing, and he just simply wasn't able to make the tackle. And that's just a credit to Sturbach and making a move and having that great vision.
Second down and goal, ball at the 5-yard line. Sturbach inside, stumbles toward the goal line, and he's going to be brought down at the half-yard line. Half-yard line, Sturbach just brought there, tripped up by Hutchinson, nearly got to the goal line, but a third down play is going to come up. Boy, that zone read is very deceptive. For a little bit, I thought Maloney was going to keep it.
Well, and that's the beautiful thing with Shawnee Mission West here. They've got two kids back there that are terrific athletes, great ball carriers, and you got to give the guys up front some credit. They're getting on their blocks, creating some seams, and they're able to find it. And now they're going to go back under center here on a big third down.
Third down and goal at the 6-inch yard line. Verdini can sneak it, go forward, trying to lean in, gets it. Touchdown, Vikings. Shawnee Mission West scores on its first drive of the second half, taking it from the Hutchinson 44-yard line, and scores the touchdown as A.J. Verdini takes it in on a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out.
Yeah, just a perfect scenario for Shawnee Mission West right here to begin the second half. They come out on defense, get a great stop, force the punt into the wind, get great field position. You know, Maloney's back there at quarterback, and you know that there has to be a lot of eyes on Maloney, and Sturbach carries him down the field.
2-point conversion coming here. Chance to tie the ball game. Pitches to Sturbach, and they're going to reverse it. Here's Maloney. Maloney, 5-yard line. Block set up. He scoots in the end zone. We're tied up. Maloney scores on the reverse handoff, gets 2-point conversion. However, there is a flag down. There was a flag down in the end zone, so hold on. Maloney pleading his case. Jim Knight is getting some clarification from the near linesman.
Turn of events there. What a play. The reverse to Maloney. Block. I mean, it was set up very well, executed very well. Looks like somebody maybe got a little aggressive with their block and got a holding call.
Yeah, Shawnee Mission West had about 6 players, so the probably didn't have to hold. Probably would have scored.
I'm shocked that there's a holding call because there was literally a wall of Shawnee Mission West players, and just if they got by one, there was another guy there to block. It just didn't seem like there was any need to do that. So that's a tough break. Here's the play. I don't know if we'll see it, but you'll see the wall of blockers out here. Just a lot of guys.
So here we go from the 12-yard line or the 13. Here's Verdini to the end zone. It's going to be knocked down. Ryan Steckline makes the play for the Salthawks, and that holding call proves to be big as Shawnee Mission West is going to be stuck on 12. Hutchinson leads 14-12 in this one. The 2-point conversion goes awry. We return to Topeka after this. (14-12) ball game. Hutchinson leads Shawnee Mission West. The Vikings took their first drive of the second half and scored on a touchdown, but the 2-point conversion, a holding call was made. As we take another look,
this is the two-point conversion. Well, this is Sturbach earlier in the drive, doing what he does best, making people miss.
And it's Sturbach again. As Maloney signals, and the third down play, Verdini calling his own number, gets to the end zone. That was a 14-12 ball game. And then pass knocked loose on the 2-point conversion play by Ryan Steckline. So 14-12 ball games where we stand back to live action. Hutchinson kicked the ball off, or rather Shawnee Mission West kicked the ball off, and it was into the end zone. So Hutchinson will take over first down and 10 at its own 20-yard line. And Tim Callahan, he was pretty animated about the call on the far sideline, but what could you do? Shawnee Mission West, 2 penalties for 20 yards. the Salthawks have not been penalized so far in the ball game. First down and 10 for the Salthawks, their own 20-yard line. First possession of the second half ended up punting. Here's Turner. Turner will keep it. 20-yard line wrapped up and brought down. Shawnee Mission West with another defensive play. Cooper Arner in on the play for the Vikings.
I believe that was Spiller who made Turner kind of second guess on his decision right there. Whoever it was, I couldn't really tell the number, but did a great job at that outside linebacker spot and really put him in a bind there and made a great tackle on Turner.
So Turner and the Salthawks trying to get the ball downfield, move the ball literally at will at times on Shawnee Mission West in the first half, compiling a ton of yardage, 194 in fact on 25 carries. And now second down play, we're going to call an 11, loss of a yard for Turner. Here's a give inside Smith. Smith from the 20 to the 23-yard line, pick up his 3 yards.
One thing that you've seen out of Shawnee Mission West here in this second half is they've really changed their looks. They've given you an odd man front. They've bounced into an even front. And really, Trevor Turner's a good enough quarterback. He's going to get you in what you need to get in. But just the different looks, it kind of gives you just a different feel. Offensive linemen aren't as comfortable, and they're able to make some changes there.
Shawnee Mission West coach Tim Callahan, when asked about the keys to the ball game, he said his team needed to make stops and not get gouged with 5 or 6 yards of carry, a couple of yards and a loss for Hutchinson in this carry. Here's Lights, 30-yard line, 32. A transfer from Bueller High School, gets the last 3 yards of his own, and a first down and 10 for the Salthawks. And Lights has been just a great addition for a Hutchinson team that really needed a running back like him this year.
Well, we thought we might see the rocket toss a little earlier in the game. The first time we've seen it. The ball gets the perimeter so fast. But Likes, what a great run, a great effort to get that yardage, because I think he was hit after about a 2-yard gain and turned it into a first down.
First down and 10 for the Salthawks, 31-yard line, getting a first down, their first first down of the second half. Turner sets the offense with the flex bone. Give us to Smith. Smith gets from about the 31 to the 33. Smith is the fullback in the offense, and actually Smith did not have a carry in that first half.
Yeah, as I looked at the stats, that was a little shocking to me. But what it shows is the defense at Shawnee Mission West is playing assignment football. Their D linemen, their 5 techs are getting down on the dive play and really taking Smith out of the game.
And when they were running the outside veer, Brower was going back to the fullback position a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Second down and 8. Ball at the 33-yard line for the Salthawks. Lights is on the right side of Trevor Turner. Back in motion. It was Dakota Brower, but the official steps in, blows his whistle, throws a flag at the line of scrimmage, and it'll probably be a discussion. Early on in this season, in the Salthawks' first couple of games, they had a lot of motion. This flex bone is a motion-type offense, but since then have really cut out the penalties. In fact, as we just mentioned, the Salthawks hadn't had a single penalty until then.
It takes a lot for the officials to get used to it as well. There's a lot of movement. There's people moving around, and the officials have to kind of get accustomed to all that motion as well.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right, knowing that you run the flex bone yourself. Second down ball at the second down and 13, ball at the 28-yard line. This time Evans gains Grissom. He's the receiver on the lower left-hand side of your screen there. With a back in motion. Pitch is made. This is Dakota Brower, 30-yard line, the 35-yard line. First down markers at the 41. He's going to be 6 yards shy of the first down, but that time on the pitch to Brower, Brower gets a pickup of 5-6 yards.
Well, we saw Likes get the rocket toss to the left earlier. Threw a great block there going to the right to help set that up to get some yards back, the yards they lost in the penalty.
Ball marked to the 35-yard line, third down and 6, 5:20 and counting in the third quarter of this ball game. Shawnee Mission West has come back to make it a 2-point ball game after trailing 14-6 at halftime. And the 2-point conversion, the first attempt, called back because of a holding call. Second effort at a 2-point conversion, a pass that was knocked down incomplete. Third down play here for the Salthawks. Here's Turner. Turner, ball on the ground. Ball on the ground. And Shawnee Mission West has it. The Vikings think they have it, and they do. Shawnee Mission West will have it at the 33-yard line in Hutchinson territory. Trevor Turner just couldn't get to the football once it hit the turf.
It looked like it was just an exchange issue. I think it was a read play, and Trevor Turner decided to pull the football, and he just lost it when he pulled it. Right here you see he's reading, and when he pulls it out, he just loses it and kind of gets caught on the fullback there on the ground, and then Shawnee Mission West dives on for the big turnover.
Shawnee Mission West now first down and 10, 33-yard line. Maloney inside, handoff to Sturbach. Once again going that wildcat formation inside the 30-yard line to the 29.
Well, I think we might get wore out on this play right here. This has been, they drove down on their last score on the inside zone play, the zone read play, with Maloney back there at quarterback. And I think that draws a lot of defenders' eyes away from Sturbach. I think it's a good plan by Coach Callahan. I think that it makes Hutchinson really be assignment football and hold their gaps for a little extra count.
Second down and 5, ball at the 28. For Shawnee Mission West, here's Sturbach trying to find the edge. Then he wrapped up right down at the 25-yard line. He was waiting for his, a pulling guard, number 55 offensively, which is Marquand Osby, to set that block there. And defensively, Hutchinson did a nice job to keep that play inside, because once Sturbach gets to the outside, he would have scored on that play.
Well, it was a great play by the corner, Dawson. Dawson doesn't make the tackle, but he forces that ball to be cut up inside. It looked like there was going to be yards. Dawson forced it inside and made the play.
Third down and 2 at the 25. Salthawks fans urging their defense to come through as Verdini with time. Receiver overthrown. Pass was intended for Mitchell Wade on the far sideline. In a third down and short situation, Verdini on the play action, but the receiver just really wasn't open downfield. And an incomplete pass brings up fourth down.
Well, it looks like, they ran a little play action pass. It looks like they are going to try to set up here for an opportunity on the field goal. And that field goal attempt at the end of the first half, the snap did kind of dribble back there a little bit, and I think that caused the timing to be off just a little bit. So that's something we'll need to watch here on this kick attempt.
Joey Reed missed a 45-yarder just before the end of the first half. This is one for 43. And it is going to be no good. Wide left. Joey Reed misses his second field goal opportunity in the ball game, and he entered this game 8 for 10. Now he's 8 for 12. Well, Hutchinson's going to get the ball back. Salthawks lead by 2, 14-12 when we come back to Topeka. Well, Hutchinson went through a period in the 1990s when they lost every game during a 3-year stretch. The Salthawks are trying to add another notch to their dynasty now. Meanwhile, Shawnee Mission West has a pair of semifinal stops and one championship appearance in Tim Callahan's decade reign with the Vikings. Shawnee Mission West's last state title came in 1985. Hutchinson takes over the ball, first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Shawnee Mission West missing a field goal opportunity. It turns the ball over to the Salthawks. Last possession for Hutchinson ended up in a fumble. So first down and 10. Trevor Turner trying to set up that pass play. Here's Higgins. Higgins does a nice job to hold on to it. Shawnee Mission West was right there and brings down the pass catcher after a yard pickup.
Arner read that very quickly. I believe it was Arner. May have been Demby. But whoever, it was Demby. Demby breaks on that ball. They threw that bubble screen a couple times last week in the semifinal game against Derby. He read that thing very quickly. Didn't make the tackle, but he certainly disrupted the play, let the pursuit come and make the tackle.
Their defense, they have really run to the ball this second half. Their linebackers can run. Everybody's getting to the football right now.
Second down and 9, ball at the 21-yard line. As Shawnee Mission West has stepped up defensively here on the Salthawks. Turner looks for a back, doesn't find one. Still scrambling, going to throw it away. He was under pressure, a lot of them Cooper Arner, and I think Hutchinson simply just could not get that play off, but there's a flag down. Did he Is he going to be called for grounding?
I think they're going to wave this thing off. I don't think he thought he saw that receiver that was in the play. It probably was a designed run. You always take a little bit of a chance when a quarterback does that if there was a lineman downfield. Did they wave it off?
Yeah, they did wave it off, it looks like. It's going to be a third down play coming up, and the line of scrimmage was the 21, which is where the linesman, Aaron Swartz, is going to drop the football here. It'll be third down and about 9 here for the Salthawks. It looked like Hutchinson just had a miscue.
I think somebody went the wrong way, and then he was in scramble mode. It was really a bright idea for him to get rid of the football. You worry about linemen down the field, but I'm not sure that's an issue because the ball never crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
and
it'd be like a screen pass.
It's like a screen pass, exactly. So linemen can be down the field. So he was fortunate to have a receiver in the area. Great play. Now they've got a manageable 3rd and 9.
Third down and 9. Shawnee Mission West urging its fans. The Salthawk fans are excited as well. Big play in this ball game coming up, as Shawnee Mission West is trying to seize momentum from the Salthawks. And here's Turner with lights in motion. Turner keeps it. Needs to get to the 30-yard line, brought down to 26. Pick up his 5 yards, but he's going to be 4 yards shy of the first down marker, which rests at the 30-yard line. And Trevor Turner and Shawnee Mission West, as you said, Ken, really getting to the football and really keeping those options limited for the Hutchinson High School quarterback.
I've been really impressed with their defense in this third quarter. You could tell right before the play they're trying to get the crowd into it. They're pumped up. They're excited. They're wanting to make plays. And now they forced another punt into this wind, and it's really been a field position game in the third quarter, and it's belonged to the Vikings.
Turner's going to punt this one away. His own 25-yard line, his second punt of the second half coming. And right into the wind. Bounces at midfield, going to drop down right there. Shawnee Mission West is going to take over the 49-yard line. And that wind playing havoc a little bit, 16 miles per hour, at least at game time. And, field possession and field position really becoming important here. And Randy Dreiling talking with his guys on the sideline. Sturbach, 21 carries, 217 yards. Meanwhile, the Salthawks have 35 carries for 218 yards.
Well, I think we're going to continue to see a lot of what we've seen with Maloney and the Wildcat. He's lined up there again. Might see one chance where they split him out and give him a shot with this wind.
Lining up at the 50-yard line. Here's Sturbach, 50. Moves inside, 45-yard line, down to the 43, pick up a 7 yards. Sturbach, with his 22nd carry in this football game, rumbles forward to the 43.
Well, Shawnee Mission West has all the momentum right now. They're able to run the ball. They're able to stay in their base formations because, this shotgun formation, Coach Callahan told us, has really become one of their staples. They have a dual threat back there. They need to turn this into some points.
Second down and 2. Ball at the 42-yard line. Here's Verdini. Verdini looking downfield, looking for Maloney. Maloney is covered, pass going to be incomplete. Escorting him downfield once again, Shaquille Henderson. Boy, you can't underrate the job that he's done on Maloney downfield, who's been a common target for Shawnee Mission West this year. In fact, has 10 touchdown receptions, but we'll stride for stride with him with Shaquille Henderson.
Well, and that's what I was talking about right when this drive started. I thought they might take a shot with the wind. They feel like in a manageable situation on 2nd and 2, if they don't get it, they can come back. Maloney was a little frustrated because he couldn't get back. Henderson had great position. Henderson has every right to be there as well, and it just was pretty good defense on the play.
Third down and 2. Wildcat formation with Maloney. Man in motion. Maloney, handoff inside player, 40-35. Still on his feet, 30-yard line. Wrapped up and brought down in the red zone to the 19-yard line. On the carry for Shawnee Mission West was DJ Hobbs. Hobbs is a 6'4", 175-pound junior. He takes it on the handoff, first down and 10 for Shawnee Mission West.
Yeah, that surprised me the most of probably anybody here in the stadium. I really thought Maloney would in with that ball. Dobbs came all the way in on that jet sweep from receiver. I don't know. It's his first carry today. I don't know how many times he's got the ball during the season.
Shawnee Mission West in the red zone for the second time in this half. Third time in the ball game is Maloney. 15, 10-yard line, 5-yard line. Touchdown, Shawnee Mission West. Vikings have retaken the lead here in the third quarter with 2 back-to-back touchdowns.
We've been waiting for that pull for the entire third quarter, and we knew Maloney was a great athlete. He just showed it right there. But that's what you get back there. When you've got Sturbach and you've got Maloney, you've got to stay home. And I think that's why Sturbach's gaining the yards he's gaining. And then when he finally decided to pull the ball, he made a few moves, got into the end zone, and you got to give the guys up front credit for Shawnee Mission West. They've really been having a great third quarter.
And Joey Reed is on for the extra point. He's missed 1 extra point, has missed 2 field goals. And this time, Joey Reed's kick is up, and it's good. Joey Reed finds the goalpost. It's 19-14. Shawnee Mission West here leads Hutchinson. And, boy, Shawnee Mission West has really seized momentum in this ball game.
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier. They needed to take advantage of having the momentum that they have. Here's the play. It's an outside zone. Reed. Maloney's reading the backside end or outside linebacker. If no one is stepping up to take him, have his responsibility, he makes a pull. We've been waiting for this. I know that the eyes of the defense had been on him earlier, and it looked like just taking that extra time set that play up well.
I think you got to give Coach Callahan credit. He went in at halftime. He made some adjustments. They've come out in the Wildcat formation, what we like to call the Wildcat formation. He just calls it gun. But, they've done a terrific job moving the football, and their defense has stepped up. This entire game has been played, not the entire game, but this entire half has been played on this half of the field. Hutch gets this back. They're going to get the win here in the fourth quarter. They need to change that field position themselves and try to make a push in the fourth quarter.
Well, Salina South handed Hutchinson a 35-10 loss, which was its worst loss since a 42-14 setback to Salina Central in 2005. The Salthawks haven't been behind often. Salina South ran for 305 yards on that evening. The Cougars scored 4 of its 5 touchdowns inside the 5-yard line. The Salthawks struggled in the red zone. There's a ball on the ground again. On the kickoff return, the Vikings look like they might have it. Scramble for it. Ball arrested at the 30-yard line. This is going to be a big play here. Who's got the football? Vikings think they have it. Salthawks think they do. On the ensuing kickoff following, and it's Shawnee Mission West football. Hutchinson has turned it over on the kickoff return for the Salthawks. It is turnover number 4 in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke turnovers very critical in any game, but a game of this magnitude, you just can't turn the ball over that many times. It didn't look like he ever really had a handle. He was bobbling it from the very beginning of the return.
You'll see it here, Rick. He doesn't even get hit. The ball just pops out when he's running and just comes loose, and no one feels worse than Higgins.
And
there.
This ball's on the ground for a while. You got to give Shawnee Mission West credit for fighting for it and getting it.
Vikings come up with it, have a first down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Inside is Maloney, 29, 24-yard line. Andre Maloney, pickup of 6 yards for the Vikings. And Shawnee Mission West is a team that has seized momentum here, and Hutchinson is helping them a little bit.
Yeah, the clock's ticking down here. They're going to have the win here for about another 20 seconds. They may take a shot.
They very well could. Had good yards there again on first down. They might take a shot. We'll probably know if Verdini lines up at quarterback.
Yes.
It's probably a pretty good idea.
Inside, 10 seconds to go. Maloney, though, is the quarterback. Wildcat formation, 3 seconds to go, and Shawnee Mission West is going to get a snap off. Here's Maloney, 25-yard line, knocked down, brought down to the 22-yard line. So the third down play is going to come against the wind as we change sides here. We played 3 quarters here in the Class 6A championship game, and the Vikings have retaken the lead. Shawnee Mission West 19, the Salthawks 14. Well, there's nothing quite like state championship week. Just 10 teams are still playing. Just 10 have a chance to reach the ultimate goal, and it's been that way in Hutchinson for the last 10 years. Alongside Trista Ferguson on the sideline, Ken Stonebreaker, and Rick Wheeler in the booth. I'm Mark Ewing. The fourth quarter about to begin. 19-14, Shawnee Mission West is up in front. In fact, Trista Ferguson, that crowd on the far sideline from us is getting very loud.
Getting loud and unruly over here, Mark. Every fan is on their feet, and we've even got some parents chanting, "We're going to win this game," over and over. So these fans not only believe, but they want it just as bad as these players do.
Hutch with 4 turnovers. Shawnee Mission West just 1. As that play moves it forward and moves the chains forward for Shawnee Mission West. Trying to extend on a 19-14 lead here.
It's Sturbach just doing what he does. They're moving the chains. They're really not hiding much. They're not being very deceptive here. They've had the Wildcat formation a few times, but mostly it's pretty much letting those guys up front, the Hogs up front for Shawnee Mission West, do their job.
Split receivers. Wildcat formation. This is Maloney. Maloney, single back's going to keep it. Goes to the right side, now keeps it. 15-yard line. Inside the 10. Spinning forward, stopped at the 5-yard line. Pickup is going to be about 12 yards. The first down marker rests at about the 16. And it looks like Maloney's going to get a first down and goal set up for Shawnee Mission West here.
It looks like a quarterback counter tray where the guard and tackle are going to pull, or it might be the guard and the tight end. But watch the block here. He comes the other way and then he goes back, and you kind of get a pancake block there by Spite, wasn't it, Coach? And it just is a great athlete making plays because he went away from his blocks to start and then still was able to go back and use the blocks that he had to make a big play.
Shawnee Mission West with a chance to make it a 2-score lead. Here's Maloney standing back at the 10-yard line. Handoff is forward to Sturbach, and Sturbach's being met at the line of scrimmage. Pick up maybe a yard, though, but defensively the Salthawks recognized that Sturbach had the carry and met him at the line of scrimmage.
I thought that this time of the game is when the platooning might start to take effect, but it seems like from the energy from the crowd maybe, or from whatever it is, the conditioning that Coach Callahan has given to these players, they seem to maybe be getting stronger as this game goes on. That isn't really what I expected.
Salthawks are going to try to make a goal line stand here. Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. Verdini is in the ball game. Receivers, he moves them from the left to the right. Tight end lines up on the left side. Here's Verdini looking. Pass. It's on the ground. It's going to be an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass was intended for Brett Sturbach, more of a toss than a pass. But Tanner Higgins, he was alert. He would have loved for that to have been a fumble. He would have been scooping that up and running it back the other way.
This is very close to a backwards pass. It's very close, and the officials ruled that it was an incomplete pass, but, he's throwing the ball a little bit backwards, and Sturbach's coming forward. The Hutch coaches were sure lobbying for that to be a lateral, because if they had, Higgins came up with the ball, and it would have been their football.
There's Sturbach, Maloney in the ball game. 3 receivers, top side of your screen. Third down, 5, Maloney, 5. Getting to the 1-yard line is the end. He is stopped. He is stopped short of the goal line to be brought down at the 1. A little sprint option from Shawnee Mission West, and it's going to be a big play coming up, but Hutchinson held their lanes that time.
Yeah, and an option and the read game is part of Shawnee Mission West game, just the same as it is Hutch High. Who better to have it in their hand in that situation, that close to the goal line, with a guy like Maloney who can score from anywhere on the field.
Tim Callahan shouting instructions. 4th down 1 here. Inside 10 minutes ago, receiver set, and looks like a heavy set coming in for Shawnee Mission West.
Well, this is a huge, huge play for both teams. 4th and goal here inside the 1-yard line.
19-14 ball game. Sturbach in the ball game. Fullback. Sturbach trying to get over the top. He's going to be brought down. He's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line, and that was Turner Wentz. Wentz in on the stop for Hutch High. He got to the ball carrier, and the Salthawks are going to take over at their own 6-inch line. What a defensive play made by Hutchinson.
Yeah, it looked like a double ISO, double lead type of play. It just developed a little bit slow. They had a great push from the middle of the line on defense. And Wentz just comes around the edge and tackles it from behind. He's a great athlete. He has great speed. He was very aggressive. Gets a turnover on downs for the Salthawks.
That was a huge play. Huge play. Wentz comes off the edge. Look at that. Look at that surge of blue jerseys coming through. That's potentially the ball game right there. Now they're still in it. They've got the wind at their back. They can see what can happen here.
Ball at the 1-yard line here. Pitch was actually in the end zone. Does a nice job of moving forward to the 6-yard line as the Salthawks, accustomed to taking over the football with long drives, and in on the handoff was Colby Turner. So actually that's kind of a goal line set for Hutchinson right there, bringing their heavyweights in to try to get some yardage with their heels at the back of their own end zone.
You said it exactly, Mark. It's their goal line package because they need the good, tough yards down here without any mistakes. They're going to try to punch this out, and then I think you'll see some of the other guys that regularly play there.
Ball's at the 6-yard line. We're calling it 2nd down and 5. Back in motion, Turner with the football. Or was it the running back? Running back on the far sideline. Looked like...
I think Turner kept that.
Turner kept that. Boy, that's deceptive. Turner kept it, but he was wrapped up. In fact, probably lost a yard or two.
I think number 18 there, Jordan Neff, made a great play. I think that may be the guy that Turner was reading. He kind of stepped down like he was going to take the dive, and then he pulled back out and took the quarterback. That's awfully tough on quarterbacks when they're trying to make a decision.
And it's a very high-level play for a defensive player.
So third down play here, marked to the 7. 3rd down and 4 for the Salthawks. Here's the pitch to Brower. Brower needs to get to the 12-yard line. Met at the 10. He's close to the 12-yard line. In fact, he may have the first down. And if he got that first down, he got a lot of it of his own as he carried Cooper Arner with him the last 3 yards of the way.
Yeah, it was just the yards after contact. I thought Arner might get a stop there. He had a great form tackle. It was just one of those things on which way momentum would take them. They just got the little bit of a forward lean and got to the first down yardage.
First down and 10 for the Salthawks, 13-yard line. A drive that began at the 6-inch line. And the Salthawks going to work. Look at Shawnee Mission West creeping in, expecting the running play to come. And there's the pitch. The 20-yard line up to the 22. An 8-yard pickup. There were 9-10 guys in the box for Shawnee Mission West as Colby Turner got up 8 yards on that carry.
When you watch Turner run here, he has such great forward lean, and they use him down on the goal line a lot, but he was going with his shoulders forward, and he was going to get as many yards as he could. Now it gives them, kind of opens up the playbook here at 2nd and 1.
Now Colby Turner and Trevor Turner, quarterback and now fullback, are brothers. Handoff, trying to get to at the 24-yard line and gets to about the 26-yard line. Salthawks are just going to pound this ball away. I wonder if they'll pass if they have to. That's the question.
It would surprise me if they put the ball in the air unless they just gotten a really bad down and distance yardage. Momentum is such a critical part of high school football. And if Hutch can get this ball and get themselves moving down the field, all that momentum that they had lost early in the second half, they may regain.
First down and 10 now at the 26-yard line. 7:18 and counting for the Salthawks, who trail Shawnee Mission West by 5, 19-14, fourth quarter. Turner, fullback is Brower, trying to get to the 30-yard line, wrapped up, brought down by Rashawn Owens, the 5'11", 185-pound junior for Shawnee Mission West.
Well, it was the basic outside veer that we saw in the first half where they're coming down the line. They're going to read the end man on the line of scrimmage. West has done a nice job of defending that in the second half, even though they still were able to get 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Well, look at Shawnee Mission West. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different linemen up front with 1, 2, 3, 4 linebackers to pitch. And this is Likes. Likes is going to be wrapped up and brought down. A loss of 3 yards on the play as Likes is met hard on the play. Who was making that play? Number 83.
Looked like Spiller.
Had Joel Spiller in on the play. He's also a wide receiver for Shawnee Mission West, but defensively he got to the ball.
Yeah, and a 5'7", 175-pound senior. But that was just a matter of will. He was going to get that guy down. It didn't matter. He defeated a block to get to that spot, and really made a great tackle. You can tell this is becoming a very physical game. Both teams want this. This is a matter of will right now.
Hutchinson is 1 of 4 passing for 1 yard. Third down scenario coming. 3rd down and 10. Turner, there's a reverse, and there's Higgins trying to beat a man. Turns it upfield, and is being met at the 27-yard line, and a flag is going to be thrown in the general direction of Hutchinson lineman Dominic Hoover. Evan Gaines Grissom on a 3rd down play. Hutchinson trying a little wrinkle there and did not come up with the yardage necessary to get the first down. He's taking another look.
I believe it's Jordan Neff staying at home on the reverse. He does a great job of turning this play back inside.
Well, he did. That was Ed Jordan Neff, 6'2", 200-pound senior. And so Shawnee Mission West has the decision, do they want to take this penalty or not, because the 4th down play is coming up, and Jim Callahan on the far sideline will decline the penalty. 4th down play coming up. Salthawks, 4th down by 5, and really have no choice here but to punt the ball away.
Well, I agree with that. You've got the wind at your back. You need to try to change the field position here, and you need to let your defense step out on the field and try to get a stop against this West offense. Great job by West to step up and get a stop.
Yeah,
there,
there's plenty of time left in this ball game. The defense need to get the defense out. The coach Yanis, the defensive coordinator for Hutchinson, have a great plan for them. They need to get themselves a stop, give their offense another chance.
Turner. Good punt with the win. Fair catch was called. It's going to roll. 20, still on the roll. In the 10-yard line. That's Tanner Higgins downfield, and he will down it at the 5. Shawnee Mission West will take over at the 5-yard line, up by 5 on Hutchinson in the 6A title game. Well, the final stretched run of this ball game is here. It's 19-14. Shawnee Mission West out in front. More Bowl, Yeager Stadium on the campus of Washburn University. 5:39 to go. Shawnee Mission West leads Hutchinson by a score of 19-14. But Shawnee Mission West is going to take over first down and 10 in a clock-killing scenario inside their 5-yard line. They've got a long way to go. The ball's in the turf. Ball's in the turf, but picked up. And a stop is made. And Shawnee Mission West nearly made a critical turnover there. But Andre Maloney got to the football.
Very fortunate on that play there. The ball actually hits the motion back as he's coming across there. It hits Ward in the shoulder. They're very, very fortunate that that ball didn't end up in Hutch's hands.
So now ball is marked at the 4-yard line. Back a yard, second down 11 for Shawnee Mission West on the 4. Hutchinson trying to get the ball back following the punt. Here's Sturbach. Needs to get to the 16-yard line. Wrapped up, brought down to the 18-yard line. First down. First down for the talented running back out of Shawnee Mission West, and moves it forward.
Yeah, you just can't talk enough about this young man, Sturbach. That was a stiff arm. He was hit with maybe a 2-3 yard gain, puts a good stiff arm out there, but gets the yardage for the first down.
First down attempt 18. Take another look at this play. Sturbach just really covers the football up. Got to protect the football in the key scenario here. Don't want to turn it over. Hutch has 4 turnovers. Shawnee Mission West only 1 so far. First down and 10, inside 5 minutes to go in this Class 6A title game. Verdini sets the offense. 2 receivers near sideline, fullback in motion, and Verdini back to pass. Back to pass, looking for a receiver, catch is made. And there's Maloney, 35, 38-yard line. And Shaquille Henderson, that time he got away from him. Made the play, moves the ball forward to the 40-yard line, and I was surprised they were passing the ball, but they certainly did that time and were effective.
I couldn't believe they threw the football there. What a great call by Coach Callahan, because I think everybody in the stadium was expecting a run, probably an inside run, and then he throws a strike, Verdini does to Maloney. Nice call, gutsy call, and it gets them out of that hole they were in. Now they can do a lot of different things.
4-13 and counting. Shawnee Mission West trying to win its first state title since 1985. Leading the Salthawks 19-14. 2 receivers, top portion of your screen. Fullback is in motion again. Handoff, Sturbach to be wrapped up. Loss of a yard in the play. Salthawks got to the ball carrier in a hurry. Nice pursuit from the outside to get the ball carrier after a loss of a yard. Timeout on the field. Salthawks are going to stop the clock here with 3:49 to go in the ball game. We're going to take a timeout with them here. The Salthawks need to play defensively. Shawnee Mission West wants to eat the clock out. Second down 11 when we come back. 3:49 to go. It's 19-14. Shawnee Mission West is out in front. Shawnee Mission West leading Hutchinson 19-14, 3:49 to go in the ball game. Second down and 11 for the Vikings. Pitches to Sturbach. Inside the seams, 40-45. Makes a move, midfield. Down to the 47-yard line in Salthawk territory. And Sturbach is carrying the load in that time. Found the edge and a little speed.
Yeah, Sturbach, they're just going to try to, get first downs and burn this clock. And Sturbach just keeps making people miss. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see it or not, but it's a toss play. But the hole really breaks off to the inside. He makes a great cut with great vision. Makes the first guy miss. Gets, 10, 11 yards.
First down and 10 now at the Salthawk 47-yard line. Hutchinson needs the ball back. Needs to make a defensive play here. And watch the Salthawks. They know that Shawnee Mission West is going to try to eat the clock here. The scenario, though, is that the play clock is not working, so he's watching the official. Maloney in the handoff is actually going to get stopped for about a yard loss. We talked about that, guys. The play clock there is stuck at 1. So what's happening in this case? The official comes in and gives the count.
Yeah, the back judge, he's the official 25-second play clock keeper anyway. So what he does is he has it. He'll keep it, the time. Some of them do it on their watch. Some of them have a little thing they carry on their belt. And he'll give a visual signal to the quarterback. He'll start counting with 5 seconds to go. At the 20-second mark, he'll give 5 counts so that the quarterback knows. A quarterback would rather have that clock right in front of him in this scenario so that he can, snap the ball with his, use as much of the clock as you can and snap the ball with 1 or 2 seconds left on the play clock.
That's can be unnerving when you say, Ken, but it looked like Verdini, the junior, had it under control. He was really eyeballing the official for the count.
Well, yeah, and I think, he knows what they need to do. They're trying to run as much clock as they can. The thing that you run into there, if you stand around too much, you kind of get out of that flow and that rhythm that your offense has. You do need to use the time. Be curious to see what they do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go to the edge because that's where they had their last success.
This time Verdini under center. Fakes to Sturbach. Pass is made to the fullback. Catch is made. And that was Stephon Ward on the catch. Close to the 40-yard line. Line of scrimmage is marked at the 39. Needed to get to the 37-yard line to get the first down. So that would put the Shawnee Mission West Vikings about 4 to 5 yards short of the first down marker.
Coach Randy Riley was really upset with that sideline official, the lineman. He really thinks that the fullback got out of bounds after on the tackle, which would have been critical. Would have stopped the clock. They wouldn't have to use any timeouts. Right now, it's certainly an advantage for Shawnee Mission West. They don't have to snap the ball for 25 seconds, get to burn that critical time off the clock.
Timeouts left. Hutchinson has just a single timeout remaining. Randy Dreiling has to deal with just one. Meanwhile, Shawnee Mission West has all 3 of its timeouts remaining and up by 5 at 19-14. If you just joined us in the ball game, Shawnee Mission West scored first, up 7-0, and now timeout on the field. It's called by the Salthawks, and Hutchinson had to use it up here and have to eat that timeout. That means Hutchinson will have no timeouts remaining in the ball game, but what could he do? Dreiling was forced to call that.
Well, actually, Mark, I think Shawnee Mission West took the time out, and I think all the time went off the clock. The back judge started counting when he got down to the final count. Shawnee Mission West took the timeout. Coach Callahan wanted a chance to gather the troops, talk about this play, because they know how important this play is. If they can find a way to get a first down on this drive, it almost seals the deal. Hutch does have one timeout left, but it really puts them in a tough situation.
Boy, thanks for clarifying that. That was timeout by Shawnee Mission West. Hutch still has its timeout here, but a key third down situation coming up, 3rd down and 4. And as Shawnee Mission West has shown so far, your Sturbach's the obvious choice, but they do have a couple of other weapons.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised they don't throw the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done it a couple times on this drive. It is something they're willing to do.
Absolutely. They have a lot of faith in Verdini, have a lot of faith in the receiving corps.
Let's see what Verdini can do. 3rd down and 4. Give is going to be inside, and it's going to be a first down. A different wrinkle. The handoff to Joel Spiller. He's a wide receiver. He comes from the tight end slot, gets the handoff, and moves the chains forward.
They call that timeout. It gives them time to relax, to slow the pace down so they can get themselves in a good play. I think actually Hutch had a defender there to make this tackle, but Spiller does a great job. He fights a guy off, breaking tackles, getting yards after first contact has really been a key to the Shawnee Mission West offense tonight.
2:09 and counting. Shawnee Mission West marching toward a state title if they can control the ball here. Salthawks, though, need the football. 1st and 10, 34, handoff inside, 4 to the 30-yard line. Pickup is about 3 yards. Whistles blow, and timeout is called this time by Randy Dreiling. Dreiling's got to use the timeout that he had remaining and now he has no timeouts. As you look at Verdini go to his far sideline, and the Hutch defense will gather around their defensive coordinator as the last 2 minutes here. It's going to be a big set of plays here coming up.
Well, I think Shawnee Mission West probably actually needs to use a little bit more clock there, and I think Rick hit the nail on the head. Boy, you'd really love those play clocks to be working, but you really don't even start your cadence till the first count is made by the official. And I didn't watch closely enough there, but my guess is they left 5 to 10 seconds that they could have run off that clock before they snapped.
What I think they're doing, he's looking to the sideline. I think they have an assistant coach on the sideline who's probably got his watch going, got a stopwatch going, since there is no clocks on the field. But I agree. You want to burn every second possible. I think a little bit of the motioning and things may have Coach Callahan a little nervous. He doesn't want to take a delay of game here.
That's for sure. You don't want to get a delay of game, so you do err on the side of getting the play off versus taking a delay of game.
Boy, Hutchinson down 28-21. With 6 minutes remaining against Derby, pulled together a dramatic rally, including a 2-point conversion to win that ball game. Are now in a situation where the Salthawks need to make a big play. Meanwhile, Shawnee Mission West, the Vikings, are on the move. 2nd down and 7 play here. Sturbach, he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and actually brought for a loss there to wrap him up. Tyler Cox, the linebacker. And Tyler Cox went right for Sturbach and brings him down here. In fact, trying to strip the ball away on the field.
He does a great job of squeezing that gap. It's an off-tackle power play. He does a great job of squeezing that gap, making that hole smaller. And then, making first contact, letting the rest of the pursuit get there for a short gain.
3rd down, 6 play coming here.
Hutch really needs to get off that pile as quick as they can. There were a lot of seconds lost there just in spotting the football, and they really need to, once the ball carrier's down, to hop up, help each other up, and hopefully that ref can get the ball spotted quickly so they can get the next play started.
It looks like they may be taking another timeout here. They got themselves in a 3rd and long again. Coach is going to wait till they start counting it down, and he'll call the timeout.
And timeout is called. Shawnee Mission West will use their 2nd timeout. They do have 1 remaining here. 19-14 ball game is over on the far sideline. A.J. Verdini talks it over this offense. Tim Callahan went to the state championship final in 2006. His team lost to Hutchinson, and a chance for a rematch here inside his group. And what do you think he's talking about with his team?
Well, I think right now there's a minute left. I believe Hutch is out of timeouts. They're in 2-down territory. You get to run your play, which takes 4 or 5 seconds. Take your 25 seconds in between a play. Run your next play. Getting a first down would be their first. That's what they'd want to happen. But even if they don't get the first down on 3rd down, they're going to run it on 4th down again and have a chance to burn this thing out.
Ball is set. Clock is set. Shawnee Mission West is set. Maloney in the shotgun. Maloney, 30-yard line, 25-yard line. Line of scrimmage is at 30. The first down marker rests at very close to the 24, and he's about a half-yard shy as I eyeball it here. So 4th down play is coming up. In fact, the ball now marked at the 30. First down marker just inside the 30, close to the 29, not quite to the 29.
Well, and I think you're going to see them do what they've done. They have 1 timeout left, and I think they're going to take it here. I think the clock will be under 20 seconds when they take that timeout, and then they're going to run 1 play. If they get a first down, the ball game will be over.
Time is moving. Shawnee Mission West has it in their court, their ball game to win, as a timeout is going to be called right there. 15 seconds remaining in the ball game. Shawnee Mission West a 19-14 range round, no timeouts, and Shawnee Mission West taking advantage.
Well, Coach Callahan did a masterful job of just managing their time here. Used all of his timeouts counted here in this 4th quarter. They've used the clock very well. They've got the first downs when they've needed them. They put themselves in a situation to have the best possible scenario for them.
And does everybody remember where this drive started?
Yes, it was very deep. I don't remember where it was at. It was down near the goal line.
I think it was on about the 5-yard line.
It was the 5-yard line. We had thought at the time that Shawnee Mission West made a mistake by not fielding the punt, putting themselves in a bad scenario here. So they have driven this ball all the way down the field. Is their offense that has carried Shawnee Mission West. 15 seconds to go here in the 6A championship game. Maloney in the Wildcat. On 4th down, balls the 20-yard line, 18. First down for the Vikings, and Shawnee Mission West is that much closer to a state title. Tim Callahan being congratulated by his assistants and his head coach. The head coach of the Vikings. And the celebration on the far sideline as the time ticks away in the Class 6A title game. And for the first time since 1985, Shawnee Mission West is a state champion. Congratulations to the Vikings, who defeated the Salthawks in Topeka. Final, Shawnee Mission West 19, Hutchinson 14, and the Vikings are a state title. What a great job by Tim Callahan, particularly in that last offensive series.
I don't think you can say enough about the job Coach Callahan did. That second half was a terrific second half by his football team. You know, they believed coming into this game. They knew it was going to be a tough matchup, and that last drive really kind of epitomized what they did the entire game. They were able to move the football, and especially in the second half, and you really got to give those Shawnee Mission West players a lot of credit, especially on that defensive side too. That's a pretty tough group to stop in the Salthawks, and they were able to do it.
Well, you know, Hutchinson's offensive game plan, their option game, was just unstoppable really during the first half. They were only really stopped by Shawnee Mission West when they had turnovers. You have to give credit to the staff at Shawnee Mission West, Coach Callahan, and the adjustments that they made at halftime. They came out and had to get a stop to start the third quarter. Got that stop, created great field position, and went down, scored points, and stole the momentum. They really outplayed Hutchinson in the third quarter, and I think that's what led us to this final.
Well, Shawnee Mission West has now won its 14th state championship in its history, winning its third in football as it overcomes a 14-6 deficit, winning 19-14 here in Topeka. And in the end zone, the Shawnee Mission West team and their coaching staff celebrates a state title, as they well should. It was a hard-earned battle by the Vikings, and here comes the Gatorade toward the head coach, and Tim Callahan never saw it coming. The celebration on the field in Topeka for the Vikings, who are Class 6A champions. In the second half, a couple of touchdowns from Shawnee Mission West. Anthony Verdini, a 1-yard sneak, and then Andre Maloney, the 19-yard run that put Shawnee Mission West in front. But a lot of offensive weapons for Shawnee Mission West, and defensively, they did a great job as well. Let's listen in very closely if we can. Let's listen in to talking to the coach. No, let's not listen in. I'm sure he's proud of his guys as Callahan makes his way back towards the near sideline. Statistically speaking, about the same on the ground, but Shawnee Mission West really controlled the game on the ground in the second half.
Well, you look at those statistics, 367 yards rushing by Shawnee Mission Northwest, 244 for Hutch. Probably the most alarming statistic I see there is 69 snaps for Shawnee Mission West, 47 for Hutch. And Hutch normally has a lot of ball control, and they get a lot of snaps, but they were able to handle that ball and pretty much had the ball most of the second half. I
couldn't agree more, Ken. And, you know, we've both been on both sides of this down here. You know, it's a culmination of a season. You know, our hats off to both of these teams for being here. You know, Coach Dryling's record speaks for itself. What Coach Callahan has done over at Shawnee Mission West right now is, you know, being in this game twice in his 10 years, in his tenure. It was really a great game, a classic game.
Randy Dryling and his Hutchinson Salthawks getting a runner-up trophy here. I believe that's their second runner-up trophy in the state championship run. Missed on making the championship game in 2010 as they were defeated by Wichita Bishop Carroll, who I understand is winning a state championship tonight. Meanwhile, Shawnee Mission West, a team battled all season long, lost in week number 2, but then rolled off 10 straight victories, and not a roster that's just stocked with players, not a lot of bodies. But Shawnee Mission West, the Vikings, did what they had to do in a ball game, and Tim Callahan will hold that state championship trophy high as his team wins for the 11th straight time on the season. And a state title and Class 6A championship goes to Shawnee Mission West. The Vikings will celebrate. Student body now running on the field there as we take a look at the emotions of winning. And I know both of you guys have been on teams that have won state championships. There's nothing like it. That's got to be just the greatest feeling in the world.
Oh, it's great. You know, friends and family, everybody down there, you can see the entire stands will end up on the field here. And, no, it's a great emotion. You know, it's you know, there's no guarantees in this game. You can do everything right. You can coach your kids. Your kids can act right, practice hard. You can do everything right and still come up short. So when it all works out right for you, it is a special time. It'll be a special time for that entire community up there in Kansas City.
How about, Ken? You remember those Salina South teams and holding that state championship trophy high? I'm sure it was a warm moment.
Well, it was a thrill of a lifetime. And I told Rick earlier, it's hard to do. We mentioned that. This is not easy to do. And so when you have those opportunities, you really cherish them. And, the Hutchinson players, they're feeling very low right now. I remember that feeling, and I told Rick before the broadcast, I probably think about the one we lost more than the two that we won. And, those are things that are just tough to get over. But Hutchinson has nothing to hang their head about. They played a terrific ball game. They've had a great year, and to have that many opportunities to get to championship games and win as many as they've done, it's a tribute to Coach Dreiling. It's a tribute to his entire staff and to all those players in the program. But that's not going to make them feel better today, and they'll have to shake this off as best they can and try to come back and do it again next year.
Well, let's go down to the sidelines, and Trista Ferguson has the winning quarterback. Trista.
An unbelievable and emotional game for you. What does this mean for your team right now?
I don't know, man. This means the world. We haven't been here since 2006, and we play this exact same team. And I don't know, man, we just won. Let's go! Let's go!
Is this something that you expected at the beginning of the season?
Nobody expected us to be here, but we knew we'd come. Our seniors are great leadership, and we got a great team and a great coaching staff.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trista. Anthony Verdini goes 6 of 17 for 79 yards. His longest play, a 27-yard reception. But the quarterback of Shawnee Mission West, is his job to make decisions, and it looked like he did a nice job.
Yeah, he got the ball in the hands of the right people, and Sturbach was probably that guy. They don't give away MVPs and things like that for this game, but Sturbach for a young man of his size, at 5'7", 175 pounds, finished the game with 273 yards rushing. Really an incredible day, and that's. When you have young men who step up and take advantage of the moment and play like he did in on the biggest stage in our state, hats off to Sturbach, and we wish him the best.
Well, let's join Mr. Sturbach with our Trista Ferguson.
An unbelievable game for you today. What made you keep running?
The team, all the fans and my team, and I just did it for them. Everyone, I just have to thank everyone out there for supporting us, and I just had to run. I just had to do what I got to do.
An emotional game for you. Guys, they're excited.
As they should be.
Hold it down.
31 carries, 267 yards today. He's excited. An emotional game. I saw you crying after the game. What does it mean for you and your team?
It means everything. This is what we've wanted since we were little kids. This has been our dream ever since day one. We knew we were going to get here, and we did. Let's go!
Boy, what does it feel like to be a state champion? Brett Sturbach saying it's fantastic. That one carry for 75 yards, just part of his day. As the final stats officially, at least the quick stats that came out, 34 carries, 273 yards is his net with one touchdown, that 75-yard run that put Shawnee Mission West up in front 6-0. If you just joined us and maybe you saw the second half, Hutchinson led at 14-6 at halftime on 2 touchdown runs from Colby Turner. But the second half, really Shawnee Mission West seized momentum with an Anthony Verdini 1-yard run and then an Andre Maloney 19-yard run en route to retaking the lead at 19-14. And Shawnee Mission West has good reason to celebrate a state championship. A lot of people didn't expect them to get in. In fact, a lot of people thought they were going to lose to Free State in the semifinals. So reason to feel good for them.
Well, I think that, the story of this game, we've been talking about how many adjustments that Shawnee Mission West made on defense. And I think that what they did was really masterful. But keeping the ball out of Hutchinson's hands in the second half was really critical, having those long drives, sustained drives to burn the clock down. And I think that the young man Sturbach who we just saw there, he carried this team on his shoulders.
It looks like Trista Ferguson is down with Tim Callahan, so I'll trust that we've made contact there, and Tim Callahan's with our Trista Ferguson. Trista?
Coach, you said that you had to do your job, and not only did you do your job, but you won this game. What sparked that momentum change after the half?
These kids have been resilient all year, and they did a great job. We just challenged them at halftime to come out one more time and do what they're supposed to do, because we had a lot of mental errors and things we felt we could do better.
The boys are extremely emotional. I'm sure that you and your coaching staff probably are too. How proud of your team are you?
Can't explain in words. This is one of those things that you just know how far they've come, and it makes it so much more special.
most people thought that you wouldn't make it this far, that maybe a loss to Free State here before you got here. What made you push past them and even push past Hutch to get this win today?
That's when we kind of realized who we were and we needed to work harder and do a little bit better each week. And to the kids' credit, they did that. And the coaches staff did a great job. Very proud of them, too.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, Tristan. Ken, final thoughts on this ball game?
Well, it was a great matchup, and I think you got to give both teams credit. Nobody likes to lose a game like this, but, you know, Shawnee Mission West, you got to give them credit. They were able to move the ball up and down the field, finally got a few of those punched in the end zone. Their defense stepped up in the second half and just was a great, great effort by both teams, but especially the Vikings, who took home the championship.
How about you, Rick? What do you take away from this one?
Well, I think that, you know, Shawnee Mission West plays 18 to 20 kids, and, you know, it's Iron Man football. They play both sides of the ball. You know, I really thought that was going to be a factor in this game, but it just shows you the heart and the will that these kids had, the leadership on that from that senior class at Shawnee Mission West. It was really a great football game. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, but it was a pleasure to be here and watch it.
I have enjoyed working the game with Ken and Rick here, a couple of athletic directors who've won state championships here. We'd like to thank the facility folks here at Washburn University for their efforts in helping us set up. Kansas State High School Activities Director is Gary Musselman. Representatives Mark Lenson, Jeremy Holliday. Shawnee Mission West Athletic Director is Don Perkins. Hutchinson's Athletic Director is Eric Armstrong. A game that started on a Saturday afternoon in November. Saw a game that went back and forth with Brett Sturbach and his big game, and then Colby Turner and his big game for Hutchinson offensively. A game that went to the second half. The momentum was seized by Shawnee Mission West. Production has been performed by Time Warner Metro Sports out of Kansas City. Curtis Lorenz has been our producer-director. Corey Smith has aided him. Final score once again, Shawnee Mission West 19, Hutchinson High School 14, and the Vikings are Class 6A state champions for 2012. For Trista Ferguson, Ken Stonebreaker, and Rick Wheeler, this is Mark Ewing saying thanks for watching, and so long, everyone, from Topeka.